Hello. How's it going? I'm gonna turn it down a bit. Oh yeah, it feels like I'm very quiet, but I think it feels like that because I'm still a little bit ill. Yeah, I was ill last week. I was supposed to stream last Friday and on Sunday, and I couldn't because I was very ill, so that was very sad because I was gonna do a music stream, and then I didn't. Very sad. But I'm here today, way closer to Christmas and New Year than I usually stream. I got like a really long mustache hair that's like really distracting me. It's like curling over my lip. Shave live on the stream. But anyway, yeah, I'm still a little bit not 100, but hey, I'm better than I was last week, so yeah, we should be good to do the end of year roundup, hangout, whatever you call it, round out, hangout. Maybe, hopefully, we'll see. I mean, I hope so, because I'm here. If I'm not good enough to do this, whoops, because I'm here. Yeah, so if you know, maybe you're new to the channel, maybe you just don't care about these streams, but at the end of the last couple of years, I've done these end of year hangouts where we just sort of talk about how the year went, talk about, you know, what's going to be happening in the next year, and the main attraction is I rank all of the games I streamed last year. Well, in the previous year. No, I'm not ranking all the ones from 2021. I'm ranking all the ones from 2022 from this year. But the year just gone because it's pretty much over now. We've got like a little over a week left. You know, hope you're all ready for Christmas, ready for New Year's, ready for any festive holiday celebrations you may be taking part in. Hope you all got everything sorted for that. I'm pretty much there. I'm close enough. But yeah, it's been an interesting year. I've had some fun. I think I've played some really good games this year. It's funny, I remember thinking, like, I remember one recent streams I said, like, oh, I don't think I've done any, like, I can't think of any, like, really bad games that I've played this year. And then I was making the list, checking it twice. You know, I was making the tier list of all the games I've streamed, and I was like, no, I've played some bad games this year. I've played a couple of stinkers. Oh man, my left ear is just like not having it now. Like if I put my earphone in, it is just like, hey, no, stop that right now. But I'm gonna defy it. And I don't know, ruin my own Christmas. I'm gonna sabotage my own health. I'm also gonna be muting to cough and sniff frequently because, as I said, I'm still ill. Sorry. I'm not, you know, as I said, I'm not too ill. I'm on the up. I was just absolutely fucking floored on Monday. I just got demolished. Like, you know, on like Thursday, I could tell that I was gonna be ill the next day. I was like, yeah. I like, because it was the day before I was gonna do the music stream, and I was like, oh, this is so annoying, because I know I'm gonna be ill. I was just like, I can't do anything about it. Like, I was like, well, I know what my body's gonna do. I'm just gonna feel like shit tomorrow. And, well, you know, I'm a genius because I was in fact ill the next day, and for that weekend. And then Monday I was just pretty much on the floor dying, and then on Tuesday it basically went to this. It's been like this the whole week, where it's like I'm pretty much fine. I just sound like I have a bit of a cold. I guess I still kind of do, but it's not really that bad. Yeah. But yeah. That's a nice wintry music. This is the 3.5 hours of winter Nintendo music 2021. Because well, usually I just go like, right, go to the fucking brain empty playlist, like the fucking like head empty, no thoughts like videos. Is like the usual great one. But I saw this the other day. I was like, you know what? Why not? It's the end of the year. It's Christmas. It's the holiday season. It's almost New Year. It's all that stuff. So you know, why not? Why not indeed? I don't know how I got hair on my, like, presumably a mustache hair, but it's not a bit where a mustache hair should find its way. But yeah, this year's not been too bad. Not been too bad. It's been alright. I've, in case you've missed it, I've released quite a bit of music this year. That's honestly, to me, the biggest thing. Maybe the biggest thing is that, you know, I did like the celebration of like 7 years on Twitch, 5 years affiliate. That was quite a glorious and big stream. That was fun. I enjoyed doing that. We made right there, we made that little Lego cake on stream. That was fun. That was enjoyable. And yeah, that was good fun. And yeah, as I said, I made a lot of music and released a lot. Wow. I guess I've made a lot of music this year as well, but you know, I made some last year and then released it this year. Which hey, if you don't know any about that, you search for Connor Alexander on streaming services or Connor Alex Music on platforms, Twitter, Bandcamp, YouTube now. Yeah. Don't really have anything else. Didn't know how good this one was gonna be because I feel like usually I have something to talk about. Or I don't know. I just ramble about how the year's gone. My brain, maybe it's because I've been ill. I haven't been able to like actually process how the year went. It just kind of went. The year went. Did it go well? I don't know. Did it go poorly? I don't know. Did it go? I don't know. I don't even know if it went. But I'm here at the end of the year, hang up, round out. So it must have. It's all just fucking Mario. It's like, oh, there you go. The next one came from fucking Sonic. I was like. This is Mario music. This is Mario Christmas music. It's fine, but it's, yeah. But yeah, anyway, let's get into the big, you know, the thing that we do. The main part, which is where is it? Here it is, the tier list. It's the tier list with now with emojis. That's not what they're not really supposed to be there. I think they're just there. Just shut up. Yeah, you know what's always weird? I don't remember how many games I did in 2020. And I think last year was about 50. I think I counted 50 in the 2021 one. And they're about like 43, I think, this year. So I actually played fewer games this year, which kind of surprised me a little bit. Not necessarily thought that I'd played more, but you know. I don't know, that's quite a few though. There's quite a few difference, but I guess a big part of it is some of these were long. So some of these games were long. Okay. So really, I feel like we should go. We'll go in the order of the year. So this will be fun and not at all a pain to do. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Okay. There you go. We finally got some not Mario music. So we started off the year with Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. I specifically played the Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions version. I got the Twitch recap the other week when they were sending them out, and the one thing that I noted about on my Twitter was 3 of the 4 games were all played at the beginning of the year. But then I realized that, like, oh, the thing they all had, all the games have in common is they were all 7, 8, or 8 streams long. They were all like really long games. So I guess it's, you know, obviously if a game is longer, it gives more people a chance to stop by during the streams. But I also got a thing saying, I think it was top 3% of people of like top 3% viewed in the Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minion category, and it's like I know for a fact, it's like you can't confirm it, but I know for a fact that's because everybody just uses the everybody just uses Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga regardless of the version they're playing. I know it. I know that's the case. Yeah, I was hoping to get, like, you know, top percentage in Tulip. I was hoping, you know, I was gonna be like top Tulip streamer, but no, I got top Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions streamer. It was like, okay, fair enough, I guess. It's funny, I remember, so like, at the beginning of the year, I was like, or at the end of last year, I was like, right, the games I want to play, I want to start with the beginning of the year. I want to start with ones that I've played before that I vaguely remember, so that when I get to the end of the year roundup, I'll remember them, because I'll have already played them, and, you know, it's a game that feels familiar, so, you know, I won't forget them as easily. No, that did not work, because I'm like, how do I feel about Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions? Like, how did I feel about, like, a lot of these beginning of the year games? I was like, I don't really know. I thought it was alright. I feel like, you know what? I feel like that's gonna be a problem this year. I'm like, looking at a lot of these games, I think a lot of them I am just gonna end up saying, I thought it was alright. I thought it was fine. I think there are a couple of, like, really good games I played this year, and a couple of stinkers. But then everything else I feel is, like, B- at best, C tier, most likely. I feel like I'm really struggling to, like, look at these and go, yeah, no, this is, like, a good lineup of games. I don't know, maybe I'm just being cynical and pessimistic. Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions. No, I remember it being fine. Well, in terms of Superstar Saga, the game itself was fine. I'm trying to remember if it was all that difficult or anything. I feel like I remember it was difficult, but kind of in like the numbers just kind of jump up sort of way, if that makes sense. Like, I'm gonna make myself bigger because I want to be vain. Good. Like, I don't know, one thing I remember about Mario & Luigi was, like, I was always, like, a few levels behind everything, and it's like, I don't know if that's just because I was just not fighting all of the enemies, like, you were supposed to fight every single encounter that you came across, or, like, what the deal with that was. But either way, like, I don't know, I feel like I remember that not really being a problem until bosses. Even then, I feel like it only really became a massive problem with the final boss. I think that was definitely, in terms of RPGs I've played on the stream, it's not been the worst for grinding. But I think I do remember I had to do a little bit of grinding in order to kind of be in a suitable part for the final boss. Story was fine. Yeah, the story's good. I like the story. I think it's alright. The Bowser's Minions thing was really interesting because I liked the story of Bowser's Minions, like the whole plot. I liked the characters, I liked the writing, I liked how it was done. I could not actually give a fuck about the gameplay of that section. The gameplay is just not at all anything at all. It's just nothing. It's like, it's kind of like an auto battler sort of thing, but yeah, I just didn't really care for it. The gameplay of Bowser's Minions wasn't really the interesting part of it. It was like the story was way more interesting. I feel like I remember at the time saying that both of them have like the inverse problem of each other, where like, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that because it's ages away and I don't remember how much I enjoyed various things, but I was like, oh, I really liked the story of Bowser's Minions, but I didn't care for the gameplay. But Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, I didn't really care for the story, but I enjoyed the gameplay. And as I said, like, I think that I'm pretty sure that's something I said at the time. I don't know if I'd agree with that now. I don't remember how I feel about the story / gameplay. I was thinking about it, I was like, what? How does that, like, I'm not really a massive, like, turn-based combat RPG kind of guy. So it finds it hard to say, like, oh, I really enjoyed the combat, but the story wasn't really what did it for me. Like, I find that kind of unlikely that I would have said or would agree with, but, I don't know, maybe that is the case. Maybe I did like the gameplay, but I just wasn't too enthralled by the story. I don't know. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mute. We'll put it in B for now. It's more on a B- for me, honestly, I think. But we'll put it in B. Right, up next is Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage. Okay. Yeah, this is another one. I was like, oh, play Spyro at the beginning of the year, because you've already played Spyro somewhat recently. Like, Spyro 2, I'd only played like a couple years ago. Like, I want to say I might have. No, I wouldn't have played it in 2020. Maybe 2018? Maybe 2019, actually. I might have played it early 2019 during, like, just in my own time. And then streamed like the Reignited trilogy backwards. Like I did Spyro 3 in 2021, and Spyro 2 this year. I guess I'll do Spyro 1 next year. Honestly, Spyro has, like, I know I would have said the exact same thing about Spyro 3 last year, but Spyro has this really weird problem for me, where I have a lot of fun playing it, but as soon as I'm done playing it, it just exits my mind. Like I think it's like the Spyro trilogy is really fun. I really like it. It's a really fun collectathon with some really good mechanics. But as soon as I finish playing them, I barely remember it at all. Like it just completely, like it just does not like keep a space in my mind whatsoever. I can't find I'm trying to like mute, I can't find where my mouse was. I like the wire, like with this, the little picket on my headphones. That was like lining up with my little Eminem guitar, and I thought it was like a tongue, like. Very weird. Yeah, no. Anyway, because I feel like I remember enjoying Spyro 2 more than 3. I feel like, okay, admittedly part of that was because the second part of the second stream of Spyro 3 was not going very well, and I was just in a bit of a huff about it. And that didn't happen with Spyro 2. But yeah, I mean, if anything, it basically is just Spyro 3 without the extra character things, and that's better, honestly. Like Spyro 3 is just Spyro 2 with like extra characters and gimmicks and like weird levels that stuck. So it's like, oh, well, of course I'm going to prefer Spyro 2 then. You know, it's the same kind of deal. Like thinking about it, the Spyro games really are just sort of. I think that maybe that's the problem as to why I like, if they do all just sort of blend together, because they are just the sort of same. Like, the worlds all have very similar vibes. The boss fights aren't that good. And the collectathon part is fun. They're all very similar. So none of them real, like, I don't know, like, I feel like Spyro 1 stands out in the fact that it has no real bosses. Like, the bosses are more sort of levels, like, I don't know, but the bosses in Spyro 1 aren't really bosses. Like, they're bosses, but they're not the same as they are in 2 and 3. And then 3 is only different because it's got, like, the extra mini-games and shit. And that's fine. Sometimes, I don't know. Some of the mini-games in Spyro 3 were shockingly bad. But 2 was fine, yeah. As I said, Spyro has this problem of, it's a fine game, they're good games, I like them, but as soon as I finish playing them, nope, I will not remember a single thing. They are just completely gone from my brain. Like, completely. So I guess we'll put it in B as well. Better or worse than Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga? We'll put it in that, because, I don't know, while I do feel like, I guess more parts are memorable of Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, I think overall I prefer the gameplay of Spyro 2. You know? There's a more, in the very simplest of terms, it's just a more fun game, and I think that's because it's, you know, not an RPG, not a turn-based combat RPG. Make it that what you will. And then brilliantly going from, oh, it's a turn-based RPG, so I don't like it as much. We've got Pokemon Legends Arceus. I know it's probably pronounced Arceus, but I've always pronounced it Arceus, so. And also that makes it the Arse phone instead of the Arc phone in the game. And that's just funny. I checked like what song this was. It's from Scribblenauts. I was like, I think if you let me get to this part of the song, I would have called it Scribblenauts. I was like, yeah, this is Scribblenauts. You know, actually, honestly, I might have incorrectly called it Drawn to Life, but yeah. So yeah, Pokemon Legends Arceus. Remember that was a game at the beginning of the year, and now we're all like Pokemon Scarlet this, Pokemon Violet that, which I'm going to be playing next year. I thought Pokemon Legends Arceus was good. I don't know if like the general opinion on the game has waned. Like maybe it's just because, you know, Scarlet and Violet have come out now, so you hear way more about those games. But I feel like I don't hear much about Legends Arceus at the moment. I mean, none of the Game Awards are a serious thing to go off of. I feel like I don't remember them coming up at all. Like maybe it was mentioned in like the family game section because it's Nintendo and they have to put their games in the, you know, that's all Nintendo are allowed to get nominated for. But no, Pokemon Legends Arceus was good. It was a nice break from the formula. You know what the funny thing is? I was like, oh, well, we go from like dissing on a what's it called, like a turn-based RPG to like then talking about Pokemon, but it's like actually I remember one of the things I really liked about Pokemon Legends Arceus was that you could avoid so much of the battles. Like you could just avoid the battles if you didn't want to do them. Like okay, if you had to talk to a person, you had to do a battle. You know, if you had to battle a person, you had to do a battle with them. But with so many of the Pokemons, like even the really big ones, it was like, nah, man, I'm just gonna like sneak around and like throw shit at them first, and like I'm gonna like dodge, like hide in little fog clouds and shit like that. And it was like, good, yes. I didn't give a fuck about weakening the Pokemon with my Pokemon at all. It was all about just like sneaking and shit. So maybe that's where my head is fucked, because like I really enjoyed the part of the Pokemon game where I didn't have to play the Pokemon game. You know, like I really enjoyed, like there's like, you know, game series there's always been a turn-based RPG. I really liked it when it stopped being turn-based. I really liked it when the combat stopped being what it is, what it's always been. I'm like, I might not like this series as much as I thought I did. If only Pokemon fans would, you know, say that to themselves a bit more. I thought the story was good. The story was alright. Yeah, I like the story in Legends Arceus. I liked the worlds. I liked the environments, exploring. Yeah, I remember it being a bit I don't know, it's definitely not a visual, spectacle visually, what I meant to say. Definitely not a spectacle, and it definitely probably could be. I'm going to be completely honest, but I thought it was alright. I thought it was good. Yeah, I really liked Legends Arceus. I thought it was good. I thought it was great fun. I'm going to put that up in A. Whoa! That may be controversial, I don't know. I don't think so, but I liked it. And up next we have the best game in the world ever, Tulip. I'm gonna be completely honest, I almost know for a fact that Tulip is taken to the top. Favorite game. I think genuinely, I try not to think about it too much so you get a very on the fly reaction, like thoughts and stuff. But I think Tulip will genuinely be my favorite game of the year. I already think it's gonna win. I already know it's gonna win. I'm gonna make sure it happens. No, Tulip was an amazing game. What an absolutely fantastic, bonkers, off the wall game with such a wonderful charm and vibe, and I loved it so much. I don't even know how you describe Tulip for like people who don't know what it is. or like what even game you'd call it. Like it's an adventure game in the sense of like point and click adventure games are adventure games. You know, it's not an adventure game in the sense that like Pokemon Legends Arceus is an adventure game, or like, you know, Uncharted is an adventure game or something like that. Like, oh, that's a game about an adventure. You're going on an adventure. Like, no, this is an adventure game in the sense that fucking like, I don't know, Leisure Suit Larry is an adventure game. Like, the concept is not very adventurous, but it's that sort of. This is definitely a Pokemon one, I'm calling it. Pokemon Platinum, yeah. But yeah, it's that sort of an adventure of, you know, of that style of gameplay. The game genres names are just wrong, okay? Genre names in general are wrong. I tweeted about this on my music account the other day about like, I mean, I didn't retweet, but the tweet was basically about how much I hate the fact that indie has gone from meaning independent to just a general vague vibe. It's like you know, like it's gone from meaning an actual thing to just a genre, but it's very annoying. Because, you know, as an actual independent musician who does everything himself, it was like, you know, then you're looking, it's like, indie. Oh, look, it's everybody who isn't indie and is on, like, a major record label and has, like, 10 million people working with them. Yeah, thankfully, you know what, I'll be fucking grateful that the games industry hasn't picked that up. I'll be grateful that, at least with games, we still know that indie means independent. Like, we're starting to blur the lines a little bit, where, like, we've got independent games, where, like, the studio is kind of independent, but, I don't know, like, a big studio buys, like, a part of it, or helps them with a bit of it, or something. This is just fucking Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Rec Room Alternate version from Super Mario 64 DS. Okay. I don't know why, but this is one of those Christmas songs that never ends up on my playlist. It just doesn't. Like, I don't think I hate Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer or the song or anything like that. I don't know. It's just one of the ones. I don't think I've got I don't think I've got Frosty the Snowman either. Like, and like my like big Christmas music playlist is like, was that like that song up already? It was fucking Lamau, Sonic the Hedgehog 4 music. Nice. But yeah, no, my like Christmas playlist music is all like derived from like a Now That's What I Call Christmas CD or whatever, and that did have like, I mean, it probably had Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It definitely had like a Jackson 5 version of Frosty the Snowman. Weirdly enough, I don't think, for the longest time, I don't think I've had a CD, like a Christmas compilation that has Fairy Tale of New York on it. I had to find that myself. It's very weird. I'd say very weird. You know, you get to the second verse, you can probably figure out why it's not on a lot of CDs, but that's like a Christmas classic. How could you not include Fairy Tale of New York? It's brilliant. Anyway, yeah. So to go back, thank Christ that like indie games aren't. You know, indie games still mean independent. That would be annoying if we got that in the game genre as well. Oh yeah, I would say like we've started like blur the lines a bit. Like I don't know what the studio is called, but the studio that did It Takes Two, of like a lot of that is like funded or like something with like EA is involved or whatever. So you know, it's like, is it really indie at that point? I don't know. It's like some smaller studios, I know, I'm sure, like very buddy with Sony. And it's like, well, you know, is that really indie if they're all like that, you know? Yeah, they're the ones that get like paid to do like the exclusivity deals with Fortnite. Yeah, with Fortnite. No, with Epic Games. Yeah, it's like, well, you know, at what point does it not become indie? Because it's like, Team 17, for example. Like, I imagine if you looked at a lot of the games they've published, you'd go, yeah, that's indie. You know, they, yeah, I'm trying to think of some of the stuff they've done. They've done, the Overcooked games. Those are definitely, you know, you definitely look at that and say those are indie. I want to say they did the first ukulele, I think, before Playtonic did their own publishing stuff. And they've obviously done others. But yeah, but then it's like, well, hang on, but Team 17 is kind of actually like quite a big name. Like, they did Worms, for Christ's sake. Like, they're not like, you know, they're obviously not EA or Sony, but I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so to rewind a little bit even further, Tulip is an adventure game in the fact that I don't know what you call Tulip. like you can't call it a puzzle game because it's not a puzzle game. It's not like Tetris or Puyo Puyo or something. But it's obviously a game where you figure out, you solve puzzles. It's an inventory puzzle. Except most of it isn't. I mean, you get an inventory sometimes, but yeah. But no, Tulip is a wonderful game that is just so stupid and bizarre. And I mean stupid in the best way, of course. I mean, like, it's stupid and daft, and it does not take itself seriously at all. And it is just an absolute hoot. And of course, it has its flaws. I'm not going to pretend that Tulip is this 100% perfect game. No errors whatsoever. This one just says Super Mario, but it's like, it's definitely not from just Super Mario. Okay, this is some guy's remix. It's nice though, I like it. But yeah, Tulip is an absolutely stupid game and very good. Some of the problems. Some of the puzzles are extremely fucking obtuse, because of course they are, because it's, you know, an adventure game. Some of the puzzles are absolutely fucking nuts. God, there's the whole thing with the alien. I remember being very stupid. I don't even remember what the solution is, but the micro gum part is daft. Excuse me, sorry, I forgot to mute again. God damn it. If you mess up in the like, having to redo things in the factory, in Funny Bone Factory, makes it very slow. Like, because you have to, like, start the work day, you have to do the exercises, you have to, you know, talk to everybody to find somewhere to hide, you have to then hide, you have to then, and then, you know, and then hope that you've, like, you know, figured out how to do the, you know, how to kiss the little underground person. Which, yes, that's completely no context, but it's just, you get as much context as that in the game, to be honest. They're little underground people and you go and try and kiss them. so that you can also then kiss the girl of your dreams. That's what I mean about being very daft and very silly and very stupid. Honestly, I think the whole Funny Bone Factory section could have been improved if, because like that section, if like you're just doing the main story, that section ends essentially like with you getting like the manager card or like the boss card or whatever. And like, so that section would be improved if once you got that, you could just go in whenever. You didn't have to do like, you know, you could only enter at like 8 AM or whatever, and you had to talk to every single employee to know if it's worth you, to know if you had to hide on that floor. Or whatever, you know, it would be a lot better if that was how that section worked. But I guess at the same time, all that sort of, you know, adds into the whole thing of Tulip just feeling like a world. And that is one of the things I loved about it, is everybody has their own little schedule, everybody comes out and does little things. As you get through like different parts of the story, characters will like change their schedules and stuff. I was like, I definitely recognize this and say, yeah, it's fucking Smash Bros. Melee Ice Climbers music. Yeah, there were so many points in the game where, like, as part of the story, you essentially affect a character's life. So that, like, they'll get a job, or their husband will go to jail, or you know, things like that. So all of a sudden, they'll start like their schedule will be completely different. Because they'll start like doing that part of the schedule, and it's very cool, and I like it. But it's one of the weirdest things, because as much as I love Tulip, I'm not sure I could recommend it as a game. Because of, like, as I said, some of the puzzles are just so obtuse, it's just so weird. I would always say, like, no. Like, watch someone play it. Like, watch somebody play it. Like, I streamed it so you didn't have to play it, okay? Like, my stream is your surrogate playthrough, okay? Or any other streamer that you may like, you know? But yeah, Tulip is an amazing game that you should watch somebody play. Like, find a streamer that you like that can actually, you know, tolerate the stupidity and weirdness of the levels, of the puzzles, and get them to play it, and then watch them and enjoy them playing it. So yeah, Tulip, A+. Fantastic game. Then next, I did. Then next, I did the Pets Night, which this whole year, like, I've been like, did I do that this year or was that last year? I genuinely don't remember. And because that was sort of a variety pack sort of thing, that's not on the list here. Same with I did a Sonic Adventure DX randomizer. I remember that being a lot of fun. But it's not on here because it was well, because I've already done Sonic Adventure. And it's different. So up next for realsies, we have Nobody Saves the World. This was a really cool one. I really like this. Yeah, I remember really liking this game. It was one of the people who did, I believe it was Guacamelee, which I've never played, but I thought this was a lot of fun. Its combat system was really interesting. So it's all about sort of like transforming into different bodies, essentially, like different forms, and then each form has like different abilities. But you can like add badges that like give them special effects or cooldowns or little things, and it is a really fun game, really interesting combat mechanic. And I remember like going through like the little little caverns and stuff like that, and the dungeons and all that. Those are really good. I remember one thing that really helped me, because like a lot of the story dungeons, you can't like level up your abilities in, essentially. And I remember thinking, oh, that's a bit shit. You can't level up your abilities. Well, not abilities, but there are like challenges that you've got to do with the abilities and with the forms. I was like, oh, that's a bit lame. But like, I kind of saw somebody say like, try to think of it as like, you know, that's them going like, no, this is like a story part. Don't try, like, use the form that you are sort of best with, or you think will like best suit this dungeon, not, well, I want to level up this ability, this form, or whatever, so I'm using this. And that really helped me think of those a bit better. The story dungeons and events. It's like, oh yeah, I can just use like, instead of being like, oh man, I can't level up my abilities or whatever, can't complete some of the challenges. It's like, no, I get to use like the forms that I'm best with, or that I think like would be the best for this dungeon. It was also just a very funny game. I remember it being really well written and very funny. Yeah, it was an absolute smash. I love Nobody Saves the World. It's very good. They actually had some DLC released somewhat recently. Though I remember seeing it getting mixed reviews, and I think from what I could tell, the mixed reviews were just because it either wasn't that long, or it didn't add enough to sort of, you know, really like change too much about the game. Like, I'm sure I read it was just like only a few like extra dungeons or whatever, so people were just kind of like, yeah, I don't know. But the main game is great, fantastic game. Oh. So what was after that? After that was Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Kirby and the Forgore. It was a really good game. I also really enjoyed Kirby and the Forgotten Land. There you go. I thought I was just gonna be like, yeah, this game was alright, this game was fine, putting everything in B or C or whatever. But no, I played some good stuff at the start of the year. Kirby and the Forgotten Land was good. I actually think I enjoy it the most 2D Kirby's. I think the style was a lot more fun, a lot more fluid. I don't know. I think that's the problem. I think you know, a couple of years ago I did Planet Robobot, which is very weird because a lot of it's one thing I don't particularly get is a lot of people are like Planet Robot. Like, I think a lot of people think Planet Robobot is the best Kirby game, or it's a lot of people's favorites at least. And I just don't get it, because it's like, okay, sure, Planet Robobot isn't bad, far from it, but man, I like Planet Robobot was fine. Like I think that's my problem. Is Planet Robobot was all right. Like, it was very consistent, but it never really garnered like a strong emotion out of me. Is how I feel about Planet Robobot. Whereas, I don't know, I think Kirby and the Forgotten Land, I'm not saying Kirby and the Forgotten Land did garner like a strong emotion out of me or anything, like, wow, yeah. But, it was just as consistent. Honestly, more enjoyable, I think. And I don't think it's just the gameplay change, I think... well, okay, maybe it is the gameplay change in the fact that I possibly prefer 3D platformers to 2D, I guess. I don't know, like, I've probably played more 3D platformers than 2D platformers. But that's also probably just due to the time that I grew up in. You know, there's probably... I've probably played more Wiimote and Wagglefest than I have 2D platformers, but... You know, I'd probably take the latter over the former any day. But no, Kirby and Forgotten Land was a lot of fun. It was also a lot of fun, like, kind of 100% in, or like... Did I even 100% this in the end? I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I got close. Speaking of Kirby, it is Kirby music. Yay. That's nice. Good timing. Well, okay, good timing. It could have been better timing, but it's alright timing. But no, this was good. This was really good. I really like this game. It's going on either side of Arceus. I'm not sure which yet. I'm gonna put it a little bit lower than Arceus. Again, I think it's that problem with Kirby of like, Kirby is very consistent, but its highs aren't as high as some other things. Like, I think it sort of was way more steady than something like Pokemon Legends Arceus. But when Pokemon Legends Arceus had its good moments, had its like fantastic moments, it definitely hit spikes higher than Kirby, is how I think of it. Okay. Our next game is Star Fox Adventures. I didn't like this game. And you know what? I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna leave you with that tantalizing cliffhanger for me to explain why I didn't like Star Fox Adventures. Well, I'll be back very quickly, so I'll see you in a sec. And I am back. So, Star Fox Adventures. I like it. No, I think I gave Star Fox Adventures a fair shake. Because, you know, it's very much come around in recent years of people being like, no, Star Fox Adventures wasn't that bad, you guys just mean, you guys suck. Like, you know, everyone just shits on Star Fox Adventures because it's not Star Fox 64. And it's like, okay, well, you know what, I only, like, recently got into Star Fox anyway, like I only played 1 and 2, like, 2020, I only played 64 for the first time last year. Like, and this one I played as a kid, like I had this one as a kid. You know, I'm more inclined to feel nostalgic for this one than any of the others, because this was the only one I played. This was the only Star Fox I knew growing up. And the game sucks. The game is just not good. And everyone is like, nah man, the game is good, you just didn't like it, you just don't like it because it's, because, you know, someone on the internet told you it was bad, or because, like, it wasn't Star Fox 64, it wasn't what you expected. Like, no, I don't like it because it's the fucking Garbo game, it's fucking bad. The puzzles are just shit. The combat is boring, they're just, the story is just not, like, it's just all over the place. And it's funny, one of the things I feel like people say, or people have said about, like, the reappraisal of Star Fox Adventures, is they say, oh, people would like it if it came out as Dinosaur Planet. If it didn't have the Star Fox name and branding on, if it just came out as Rare's Dinosaur Planet, maybe even came out for the N64, whatever. Fucking Old Lang Syne. Scribblenauts Old Lang Syne. There's another remix, or is this like... Oh, this is actually in the game, okay. Yeah, like people say like, oh, if it came out as Rare's Dinosaur Planet and not Star Fox Adventures, you know, a lot of people would be a lot more kinder to it. I don't think I would. I think, wow, this sucks. This sucks. It just has a different name. You know, honestly, if it didn't have the Star Fox name on it, I probably wouldn't. No, I might have played it because it was a Rareware game, so if it was still called Dinosaur Planet. But yeah. No, as I said, I think that the puzzles in the game are bad. The combat is just so uninteresting and boring. The story is like and that's the funny thing, because it's like, oh, that would have actually been like the one thing that probably would have been fixed by it being Dinosaur Planet and not Star Fox Adventures, because it's like, oh, it's Star Fox Adventures now instead of Dinosaur Planet. Okay, well, the puzzles probably would have stayed the same. I can't see them changing the puzzles just because it's got a different name and it belongs to a different series or whatever. Okay, the combat would have been the same. Okay, yep. And then it's like, oh, but the story would have been different. It's like, yeah, okay, the story I think would have been a little bit better if it was still Dinosaur Planet, because like once they all of like they were originally intending to have like dual protagonists where it was like Crystal, essentially it was Crystal and Fox, and sort of each doing like half of the things, and God, I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like Crystal was doing the like Krazoa spirit stuff, and Fox was doing like the planet breaking off the planet or whatever it was. And it's like, okay. But because now it's a Star Fox game, it's like, oh, of course you actually want to play as Fox. You know, who the fuck, Crystal? Get the fuck out of here. Don't care. So it turns into like Fox just all of a sudden, the plot of like Crystal's end just jumps on him and goes, you have to do this now because we have the game to do and we have this part of the story and you have to do it. And it just kind of comes out of nowhere and makes no sense, and they just don't attempt to like neatly fold it into the story whatsoever. And so that's the only thing that I think would have been a little bit better of like if it was still Dinosaur Planet. And even then, like, again, people say like, oh, you don't like it because it's like the Star Fox story or whatever. I think, like, in terms of the story, I think I'm fine with how Star Fox Adventures handles like its story premise, I guess. Like the idea of like, you know, Star Fox, oh, he goes to, like, he's a mercenary, he's on hire, he goes to other planets and helps people for pay and shit like that. I'm fine with like Star Fox getting out of his fucking ship and looking around the planets and doing shit like that. That's a completely okay, good concept for me even. Like if that was handled well, I probably would like that game more than some of the other Star Fox games, because Star Fox is just on-rail shooters. They're fine, they're good, I like them. I'm not that fussed about on-rail shooters, but, you know. But a concept like Adventures, where it's like, no, he gets out and he looks around the planet and shit, and talks to the people on the planet. People, dinosaurs, you know? And then, yeah, that's a concept that could work. Good, that sounds fine. Unfortunately, you just make it with some of the worst fucking gameplay ever. And then it sucks. And then, you know, years later, everyone's like, oh, you just think it sucks because someone on the internet told you it sucks. And I'm like, no, I think it sucks because I played it. It fucking sucks. It fucking blows, dude. D. I think I've been a bit harsh on that, to be completely honest. I think in previous years I maybe would have given that just like a very low C. But no, I'm struggling to think of parts that I even like. Even I'm thinking back to games that I have put on C, where I'm like that's very low C, like Digimon World 3 or Lunar Nights, and I'm like, I don't know. There were very much things I like. Like those were just two very grindy games, unfortunately, which kind of killed it. Yeah, like you'd have to change so much about Star Fox Adventures to fix it. It's just no. Okay, what do we have next? Up next, Professor Layton and the Unwound Future, or the Lost Future as it was known over here. Honestly, yeah, another absolute banger from the Layton series. Fantastic. I found myself a little bit disconnected with this one, to be completely honest. I feel like I went through it a lot. I don't know, not necessarily a lot faster. Like, it still took me, like, I'm pretty sure all my other Professor Layton games have took me about 3 streams as well. But I feel like I missed out a lot of the optional stuff this time. Like, I feel like I remember finding myself going back to some of the additional puzzles. And like, wow, I really just skipped a lot of bonus stuff. Like, I really did not do a lot of extra stuff this time. I thought the story was really good. With the small fucking caveat that I fucking hate that yet again they, like, spoilers for the Professor Layton series, okay? They fucking do the town is not real reveal again after already doing it twice. Like the 3 main like original Professor Layton trilogy, every single one has like towards the end of the game the big reveal that the town is fake in some sort of way. And it's like, okay, in the first one you maybe don't see it coming, maybe you have sort of picked up upon it, like it's kind of cool, it's a nice reveal. I think when you get to that point in 2, you're like, oh, they did it fucking again, really? Come on. And it's a bit dumb. When you get to that in 3, it's fucking infuriating, because it's like, pick a different fucking twist, my god. Like, I mean, I know this series has always been about, like, logic and shit like that, so obviously, like, I don't know, like, I don't know, maybe that's the difference, is that, like, 1 was very, like, the twist of being revealed in 1, the whole town is fake and, like, you know, they're all, like, robots or whatever. It's kind of fine because it's not, like, it's not sort of a way of going back on something. Like, it's not like oh, we have to kind of, you know, dig ourselves out of this idea that we've put in the head of the player or the story or whatever. So the whole town's made up, the whole town's fake. Whereas that kind of feels to be the case with 2 and 3. Of like, oh, we've got this box that like seemingly kills everybody, kills anybody that opens it. And it's like, well, that's quite a fantastical premise. That's quite interesting and like mysterious. And then it's like, oh, it turns out it was just some like fucking, I don't know, it was essentially like asbestos or something like that. And it just fucking you open the box and you basically just inhale like the tiny fucking shreds of gas that were left in it or something, and you just get like knocked out or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but then like, I don't know, they go to the village and it's like, it's all like a hallucination or some dumb shit. I don't really remember that one. Which is funny because I think I remember enjoying it more than the first one. I think I would have enjoyed the story of Unwound Future so much more. Like, there was some really good bits, like the whole thing between like Layton's past and I don't remember what the woman was called, but you know, his woman, his lady friend, and You know, and all that. I you know, that was genuinely so interesting, so cool. And I feel like it's just such a waste to just go, no, the whole town's fake again, haha. It's like, no! Stop it! Stop doing that! Stop doing that, Professor Layton. I hate you. I hate you for doing that, Professor Layton. Stop it. I think I genuinely would have enjoyed Unwound Future so much more if that hadn't been the twist again for the third time. If I swear to God, right, if I play the fucking prequel trilogy and one of them ends with it being the town was fake, I'm finding the man who made Professor Layton and I'm beating him up. Or them. There may be a woman. I don't know who made Professor Layton. But I'm beating them up. I'm smacking them upside the head. It might not even be their fault. It's probably the writer's fault. But somebody will pay if that happens during the prequel trilogy. But the puzzles were good. I remember the puzzles being good. The puzzles were as good as any Professor Layton game, you know. Like, I feel like it's very much hard to pick a sort of favourite Professor Layton. I think it's very much just which story did you end up, like, enjoying the most. I think that's the irritating thing, is like, while the stories get, like, I'm gonna move this, by the way, I'm just putting this here for now. While the stories get more complex, it's just, the just reveal at the end makes it so much more annoying. Tofu, thank you for 41 months. Wow. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. How are you doing today? How are you doing, Tofu? Also, I don't have notifications on, so I completely forgot. Hang on. Oh, there we go. There we go. I was like, oh no, the notifications didn't go off, and I was like, oh, because I didn't put them on this scene. But yeah, thank you for the 41 months. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a nice holiday season, nice festive season. But yeah, no, I think there was some really good bits of Unwound Future. The story was very good. It's the reveal at the end, man. I'm annoyed they did it a third time. Doing well, just vibing through a snowstorm. I hope it's not too bad. We're able to get everything alright. Yeah, we had a bit of snow about a week ago now. A little over a week, but thankfully it was not a lot. It was just like not enough to, like, it probably wasn't enough to call any schools off for the last few days or anything, but it was enough to go like, oh my god, snow! Which is always nice for us over here in Britain. Yeah, we always like to get like that little bit of snow we get each year. Always nice. So far it's alright, just really windy. It's not too bad then, doesn't sound too bad. That's alright. Alright, what's our next game on the list? Rhythm Heaven FIFA. It was a great game. Love Rhythm Heaven. Yeah, the Rhythm Heaven series is brilliant. For some reason, I feel like I did the DS one in 2020. Probably did. I didn't do one in 2021, but yeah, Rhythm Heaven FIFA was a lot of fun. Great game. It's probably the easiest one to, like, either get or get into, like maybe both. The winds didn't make this one bridge close down for safety because of the winds. Okay. Well, hopefully that will, you know, if it's being closed for safety, hopefully that makes it safe. I know it's not like too important, but it's like causing major disturbances. But yeah, as long as everybody's staying safe and sensible and all that, it's all good. But yeah, Rhythm Heaven is It's really good. The DS one is fun, but I imagine the weird control layout is very off-putting for people. And the 3DS one is apparently a ball ache to get, because I think it was only released on the eShop, but also maybe only in North America. Like, I feel like I remember that we got a physical version over here, but I might be making that up. You're gonna have to take the longer way around. I guess so. But yeah, so Rhythm Heaven Fever is good. For some actual reason, this was a weird one to get a hold of over here. Like, so over here, the series is called Rhythm Paradise, because we were like, don't call it Heaven. It's not Heaven, can't call it Heaven. I don't know why. In my mind, that's the sort of thing that I feel like Americans would be weirder about. Is like calling something Heaven rather than Paradise. But, I don't know. But no, it's called Rhythm Paradise over here. And specifically this one is called Beat the Beat Rhythm. No, it's called like Beat the Beat, Feel the Rhythm Paradise or something like that. It's like a very long title. It is just like, compared to then just Rhythm Heaven Fever. I was like, oh. And yeah, it's a very weird one to get a hold of. Like, I'm pretty sure my copy is like Italian. But like, because it's PAL, it's just you put it in your Wii and it just plays whatever language that you have on your Wii. But like, everything on back is written in Italian, I'm pretty sure. Very bizarre. Yeah, Rhythm Heaven Fever is very good. It's a very good rhythm game. I think Rhythm Heaven, honestly, might be like the best rhythm series, in my opinion. Especially when it comes to like rhythm, like specifically. There's like a whole thing, like I feel like I could go off on, like, not go off, I think I'd have to like meticulously plan what I'd say. I don't know. I've got thoughts about Rhythm Heaven. One day I'm gonna have to make a video or something. I've been thinking like, I gotta make like a mini video essay or something about how much I like the Rhythm Heaven series and how good it is from a rhythmic standpoint. Because, you know, musician, drummer, you know, I don't know, I just like how Rhythm Heaven is. I just like how it plays. Like, it's all very rhythmic. It's all with the rhythm. It's not just like a series of, it's not just like reflexes and just like copy the button as it comes to the screen. It's a very cool series and I love it. What was next? So what is this? This is a Nintendo eShop, okay. I was like, I don't remember this one, I don't recognize this at all, but I don't know. And then Nintendo eShop, okay. Okay, so up next, Anodyne 2, Return to Dust. This was a really cool game. No. I remember I was thinking this the other day. I was like, I don't remember how I got this game. Like, like I remember playing it. I was like, how did I get this game? Because it's definitely not the kind of game that I would have just bought. But I remember I got it in like a big bundle last year. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. This was a really cool game. The very weird vibe. Very weird vibe, very weird style. But very cool. Very interesting. It's sort of like so there's like these 3D and top-down 2D bits, and the sort of top-down 2D bits are kind of similar to like, they reminded me of Minish Cap, which funny enough is also on this list, because there's like a little, your main thing is like sucking up dust and stuff like that, and it reminded me of the Gust Jar from Minish Cap. Like, one of the first items you get in that game is very interesting. Yeah, and you sort of like go into, it's a bit like Psychonauts really as well. It's like Psychonauts meets Minish Cap You go into people's brains and you sort of solve their issues by like cleaning up their brains and shit. That makes it sound like cleaning up their brains like, oh, but no, it's good. I think easily one of the best bits is I don't remember exactly what they called, but it's like a character called like unnamed NPC or something, and they're all like glitched out, and when you go into them it just turns into a completely different game, and it's really cool. Like that like whole section is genuinely just so interesting and cool and really well done, and it just comes out of complete nowhere. None of the other characters, like when you go into any of the other characters, it's not like it at all. Yeah, Anodyne 2 was a really good game. I don't know if it's worth, like, if it's one of those, like, if you've played Anodyne 2, if it's worth going back to Anodyne 1, because... So Anodyne 1 has, like, none of the 3D sections, which I did like. I did like the sort of 3D, sort of very, like, PS1 polygon aesthetics that they were going for. But then there's a similar sort of like idea, I guess, going on with Anodyne 1 as like the 2D sections from Anodyne 2. I don't know. Maybe I will one day. I don't know. But yeah, Anodyne 2 was very good. It was a very cool game. And a really interesting story as well. The narrative, it was... I remember one of the slight problems I had with it is sometimes it did feel like... God, I'm trying to remember how I worded it at the time. But it was something along the lines of, like, sometimes it feels like they forget that they're, like, a game. They forget they're writing for a game, so sometimes the writing gets very booky. Like, it's very, like, if you were sitting down and reading a novel with this sort of thing, it's like, you know, it's grade A stuff. It's very good. But you're playing a game, so, you know, I'm not going to be, like, I don't think I'm one of those people who's like, you know, oh my god, reading in video games. No, get it out of here. But... I don't know, I think they could have done with abridging some of the written stuff I feel like I remember. Like, it wants to do a lot of the story, but I don't know, sometimes it feels like... Sometimes the story, I feel like I remember it being a bit more... It favoring tell over show, which... I don't think it ruins it. I don't think it makes it bad or anything. I just think at times it's going to be a bit wordy. It gets a bit wordy at times. If anything, I think that's probably just a bigger problem as a streamer, because you know you have to sit there and read it out loud and do all that shit. Whereas if you're just playing on it, it's probably not as noticeable because you just blast through the text and shit like that. But still very good. I'm gonna put it there, I think. Right, what was next? We did an Indie Sunday, and I think it was on this one, I believe, that I played. It was that I played Manuel Samuel. I almost forgot this one because it was in an Indie Sunday. So I was, I skipped it by, completely forgot it. But yeah, Manuel Samuel was good. It's a bit of a Quap-like, which is funny because I played another Quap-like later in the year, Pogo Champ, and they're not necessarily, those two aren't the same, but like they're both very Quap-ish in nature. You know, Manuel Samuel, I guess, is more sort of along the lines of like, God, what's that game? It's like I Am Bread or I Am Toast or something like that. Well, like you move around as a toast, and like you have like 4 buttons, and they're all like the corners of the bread, and you essentially it's essentially like, are you gripping with that corner or not, sort of thing. It's kind of like that, except I guess a bit more context dependent. So, you know, so you're moving like the triggers to like get him to walk, and you've like got to constantly like press like A or something to like make sure he breathes. God, I just had a thought of like, oh, it's like this thing, and then I completely forgot what thing I was thinking of. It's like this concept, and it's like, nope, completely gone. Yeah, so it's it's a weird sort of quappish type of game, but I don't know. Again, similar to PokeChamp, which you'll find later, it's a quappish game that I think actually did it quite well. Like, I think my problems with those sorts of games, with quap likes, is they almost feel very much built to fail. Like, it feels like those games you're not supposed to do well at. You know, it feels like seeing somebody do well at quap is like, you know, it's like watching somebody who spent a little bit too much time learning how to play quap. Because that's exactly what it is. Whoa. It's like, you know, you aren't just good at quap. You have to like, it's this weird like talent, I guess. But it's something that you definitely shouldn't be talented at, you know. I don't know if that makes sense, or if I'm just coming off as like an asshole to people who are good at quap. But yeah, it's very much like, it feels like the sort of thing where like the scale on quap likes is, or like those sorts of things, is like, it's either very much like, oh, you fucking suck at the game and you lose immediately, and that's the haha funny joke, or you have put way too much time into learning how to play this game and you are brilliant. And that's the sort of thing that like quap and Getting Over It, which I believe are both made by Bennett Foddy. I'm pretty sure he did do quap as well. I'm not sure. I want to say he did, but I might be wrong. Yeah, but that's like the problem. I think the problem I have with those games is like, I'm not putting all this effort into like, you know, learning how to master quap or how to play Bennett Foddy's Getting Over It. I just want to play the fun video game, man. And I think that's where games like Manual Samuel and PokeChamp kind of succeed, is that they are challenging to actually do a little bit. Like, you know, they are challenging to fully get a grasp on, but they're not like built on this sort of idea of instant failure. I guess you can kind of see PokeChamp as that, because it's obviously, or not obviously, but it's a lot quicker paced, a lot more quicker paced than something like Manual Samuel, because that's like, Manual Samuel being sort of more like chapter based rather than level based, if that makes sense. Like, I don't even think I died at any point in Manual Samuel. Like, I don't actually think I know what happens if you fail like a challenge. You can do things wrong that, like, you know, damage him or whatever, but I don't think I ever like fucked it up so badly that I did. I guess it's good for me, yay. But no, this was a fun game. It's not too long. Like, God, I'm pretty sure I only beat it in like an hour or two. I don't remember how long it was. But yeah, it was a fun time. It wasn't too bad. I think I'm gonna put it under Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, just because I think it's, I don't know, it's on a sort of separate wavelength, if that makes sense. Like, it's what am I trying to say? I don't know, with it being sort of much smaller, and I guess the style of game it is, it's like, I like, you know, as I said, I played this for like an hour or two. I couldn't get like, you know, the fucking like 8 hours that I got, the 8 streams rather, that I got out of Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. I couldn't possibly play like Manual Samuel for like that long. But at the same time, I don't think it's intended to be that sort of thing. don't think it's intended to have that sort of length to it. Yeah. Then we did Super Mario Bros. 2, or Super Mario Advanced Super Mario Bros. 2, which, oh man, I think biggest letdown of the year. You know when you go to games that you played as a kid, and you're like, man, I remember playing this as a kid and thinking this was good. And then you go back to it as an adult and you go, wow, this fucking sucks. No idea what that feels like, but no, the Super Mario 2, I think very much honestly is a very similar situation to Star Fox Adventures, except I probably have more nostalgia for Super Mario Advance just because I've got like the fucking voice lines ingrained in my head. Specifically just Mario going, just what I needed. That's like a part of me. And then I play and I always know, like, oh, nobody likes Super Mario Bros. 2. Everybody prefers all the other ones. Everybody thinks Super Mario 2 is like the dark sheep of the family. Everyone wants to bring up fucking Doki Doki Panic and all that shit. And you're like, no, I just want to enjoy Super Mario Bros. 2 for what it is, goddammit. I just want to play the game and love it. And then I play the game, it's like, wow, this is not actually that good. It is like shockingly fucking hard for some reason. It's just very weird. Maybe that's the thing I find infuriating about it, is I just couldn't beat it. It was just so fucking tough. It was very difficult. But no, I remember not thinking it was that great. Yeah. I think... I don't know whether this is worse than Star Fox Adventures or not. I feel like I remember Super Mario 2. I feel like I found it infuriating. Like, it was very annoying with how difficult it was at times. Star Fox Adventures, I just don't think I found anything. I just don't think I found anything at all about Star Fox Adventures, and Star Fox Adventures, I'm just very like, this just sucks. There was just nothing of worth here. But Mario 2 was just kind of annoying when it was bad. But I don't know whether that's worse or not. Well, you know, we'll say they're at roughly the same level, maybe. Oh, and then I went back to Bugsnax for the DLC. That was fun. It's funny. I managed to get a whole stream out of it, but I was like, oh, it was a bit short. But I guess that's the thing though. The Bugsnax DLC was really good if you were playing at the time. All of the things they added are really good to have happen while you're playing Bugsnax. It wasn't a great thing to go back to after like a year or so. God, a year, maybe more. When did Bugsnax come out? No, Bugsnax was 2020, yeah. I mean, it was a little over a year, I guess. Oh yeah, all the fucking I'm like looking through like the archive channels, like, oh yeah, all of like the videos from 2020 are just in the completely wrong order because YouTube sucks. Oh, good. Okay, then we got Minish Cap. Minish Cap was great. I really like Minish Cap. Again, I think it has some problems with puzzles. I think... God, I can't remember some of the parts, but I remember some of the bits of like where to go next in the overworld. I remember just not really making sense, and like I think with the they're called like kinstone pieces or something like that, like having to figure out which pieces you're supposed to use in like for the story and open up certain areas. It's a bit confusing at times, and it's not really 100% clear where you're supposed to go to at some points of the game. the game itself is fun. The dungeons are really interesting. The items are really cool, honestly. Because it's another top-down Zelda, they introduce some interesting items that are kind of cool and allow for different thinking and different puzzles. Good, I like it. The story's not all complex, like Zelda games mostly aren't, but you know, there's no Ganondorf this time, so I guess it's kind of interesting in that sense. But no, this was a good Zelda game. I don't know whether I put this higher than Kirby or not. Because I think it has that same thing with Legends Arceus, where like, Kirby is very consistent. And Minish Cap definitely had some dips because of how dumb some of the puzzles were. But it also, I think it was just also generally better than Kirby. I think. Yeah. Ooh, and then we got Pikmin 3. Ice Climbers? Yeah. Literally the original Ice Climber music. Right, so up next we've got Pikmin 3. I played the deluxe version this year. It was good. I can't remember how much of the deluxe stuff I actually did. Like, I think I did do like the Captain Olimar stories and stuff. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, Pikmin 3 is really good. I have trouble saying which Pikmin is my favorite, honestly, because they're all good in their own separate ways. Like, Pikmin 1 is this nice, just sort of like, bite-sized adventure. Which is funny because of how big the Pikmin are. No. It's good, but you know, I like how, you know, Pikmin 1 is just very short, and I think it's just a nice sort of like, you know, not long enough to get too, to feel like it's too much, but I don't think it's too short either, honestly, Pikmin 1. I think if you do everything in Pikmin 1, it's a nice, just, you know, maybe a day or two if you're not streaming it sort of thing. Pikmin 2, I definitely like that they branch out a lot more, and it's a lot bigger, it's a lot longer. And that's the funny thing, it's like, oh, I really like Pikmin 1, because it's short, it's not too long. But I also like Pikmin 2, because Pikmin 2 is longer. But, no, Pikmin 2 is really good, I do like it being a bit longer. I'm not 100% on the caves. Like, sometimes they're fine, sometimes I'm all for them. Sometimes I do kind of wish they had spent a bit more time on, well, not more time, but I think I would have rathered more overworld stuff than the caves. Like, if they were gonna have all those treasures, I think I would rather have fewer caves and more overworld levels, honestly. But that's just me. And then, honestly, Pikmin 3 just kind of goes, okay, what if we did Pikmin 2 but without the caves? So it's like, it's in between the length of Pikmin 1 and 2. But sort of has this, you know, there's probably the same amount of like main levels, like main areas to go to, than there is in Pikmin 2, and but like none of the caves, so it's not as long. But then because there's none of the caves, I don't know, I guess the caves were a very good way of just sort of like pumping up the sort of treasure number, making so that there were loads of things for your Pikmin to collect. Whereas Pikmin 3 doesn't really need that, I guess. But no, Pikmin is great, is my point. Pikmin is fantastic. I love Pikmin. I love Pikmin 1, I love Pikmin 2, I love Pikmin 3. And I'm looking forward to Pikmin 4. God, that's coming out next year, isn't it? Alright, when is that? That's definitely not far, is it? I'm sure it was like very early next year. It just says 2023. What if I search release date? It just says 2023. Fuck. I don't know when Pikmin 4 will come out, but yeah, I'm looking forward to Pikmin 4. That'll be interesting because I remember seeing or hearing they're going for like a completely different camera angle. Like they're going for a sort of more, I guess, close to Pikmin height sort of angle. So instead of like top down, we're like, oh look, all the Pikmin are small. They're sort of like, no, you're like the Pikmin size now, and all the monsters will look really big. So that'll be cool. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun. Right, up next we have the game Eternal Edge, which was a sort of action RPG indie game that I got a key for, which was very kind of the developers for doing that. I thought it was good. I guess it's sort of like it's like a 3D take on those sort of old Square Enix like top-down RPGs like from the SNES era. It's like if they were in like 3D. So, you know, it's not too complex. I think I feel like the story thinks it wants to be more complicated than it is, but it's a very simple, just sort of like, it's almost a very like as simple. It's like it feels like it's trying to be fancier than like a simple save the princess sort of plot. Like it isn't. Like, oh, the whole plot is like, what, like your wife went away to like go vanquish some evil, but she didn't, lol. And so she got sent to, she went to sleep because she failed. So now you're like, oh, I better go check on my wife. And then you're like, oh, my wife's asleep. You gotta go collect shit, I don't know. I don't remember. You gotta go like collect some orbs or some shit that wakes her up. And then when she wakes up, she's like, right, go defeat the final boss. And then if you're like me, your game breaks and you get stuck in the final dungeon and you can't ever fight the final boss without basically going through the entire game again. And you post you post the bug on the Steam discussion thing, and I don't think you get any confirmation that they've ever fixed that problem. Whoops. But yeah, I couldn't actually finish this game because I got a really weird bug in the final dungeon where like basically what happens is like at some point in the final dungeon the game crashed. I restarted it, and then then going through the dungeon again, one of the chests that gives you a key, the key just didn't spawn in, so I couldn't open one of the doors, so I just couldn't continue and beat the final dungeon. Very sad. The game itself was fine. It was a bit buggy, honestly. It was quite buggy at times. Nothing too, like, aside from that like final glitch in the final dungeon, nothing too like game breaking. It was all just sort of like there were moments that were like homages to like the original Legend of Zelda dungeons and stuff like there are a lot of dungeons. There's like these things called vaults. You go in them and they're like mini versions of like Zelda 1 dungeons. And they were definitely the first few times I went in there, the camera didn't fix to like the top-down perspective, which is supposed to do. But the first few times I went in, it just like oh, I was like, oh, it's kind of like a Zelda, you know, like a 3D Zelda 1 dungeon. And then I get into some of the later ones, and it's like, oh, it's supposed to, like, you know, go top down and, you know, go a certain way. No, whoops. That didn't go how they wanted it to, I don't think. But yeah, yeah, but, like, it's difficult. I do feel at times I'm a lot nicer to smaller indie games. Like, honestly, I feel like if I'm completely honest with myself in terms of, like, combat, it's maybe only a little bit better than Star Fox Adventures, honestly. But at the same time, I think I also do just enjoy going around the world. Like, it was a very sort of... As I said, it did remind me of those sorts of Super Nintendo RPGs. God, there was something else I wanted to mention. I just completely forgot. Unfortunately, a negative thing I wanted to mention. There was like one of the things, like one of the weapons is just a gun, and the fucking mouse controls are dog shit. It's like the game control horrible on keyboard and mouse. But yeah, I remember the gun is just pretty much awful. You just can't use it. But I don't know if it actually was. I was gonna say for a first attempt. It's like I don't actually know if like this was this guy's first attempt at the game. But it's obviously a very small dev team. But I think, you know, for a small, maybe one-man, two-man indie studio, I think they did all right. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go easy on them, but shut up, you would too. What did I play after this? Oh, I played Mega Man Legends 2 after this. I couldn't see for a second. I was like, wait, did I actually put like Mega Man Legends 2 on here? I did. I liked Mega Man Legends 2. I'm trying to think. Like, see, I'm trying to think whether I preferred it to 1 or not. It's like, I think I did in some ways, and I didn't in others. Like, I think I really liked the story dungeons. I thought the story dungeons were very cool, and they really stood out. Like the dungeons you go into in Mega Man Legends 1, you can't really. I feel like you can't really tell them apart from the other, like any of the other places you go to, like any of the other like excavation sites or whatever they're called. Whereas in Mega Man Legends 2, they're very much like, look, this is like the fire dungeon, and this is the water dungeon, and this is the ice dungeon, and the jungle dungeon, and shit like that, and it's like, cool. The water dungeon gimmick sucked balls though, I need to put that out there, like being underwater and making you slow as fuck was dreadful. But then the problem was, I also feel like there weren't really any dungeons outside of the main dungeons. Like, there were maybe like a few here or there. Like, I don't know, outside of the main story dungeons, it didn't really feel like there was like a whole lot of other stuff to go do. I don't know, even though there was more worlds to explore than Legends 1, I don't know. Not very much just you were contained to the story. The story was fine. Story's alright. The story I very much remember getting to the end of it and just someone just like characters just start appearing and going, it is time for me to explain the plot to you, and it's just, I'm just sitting there going and everything is just going over my head, and I'm just like, yeah, whatever, man, I don't fucking know what's going on whatsoever. So, you know, there were parts of this, I think the parts of the story I did understand were neat, but there was a lot that I just didn't. Especially towards the end, when especially towards the end when they have to start explaining stuff. Like, You know, like you get to the end of Professor Layton, and they start explaining what everything meant, and how everything was set up for whatever it was. You know, usually the town being fake, and you're like, ah, yes, I get it now. You go into Mega Man Legends 2, and you get to the end, and they start explaining all the things so that you know everything, you know, so that everything can click into place. And instead, everything just clogs the gears up. Like, everything is supposed to, like, click and, like, ah, yes, I know! And instead, now it's just like, no, nope, you've not made any sense. You've just stuffed my brain with useless information. It's a good thing I don't remember any of it, otherwise I could have forgotten something important due to remembering Mega Man Legends 2 stuff. The game is fun. It's a bit clunky, honestly. It's very much a game that could do with a remake. I think Mega Man Legends 1 and 2 could really do with a remake these days, and not be played exclusively with, you know, and not control, like, PlayStation 1 games. If they played a bit better, they could be really good. As it stands, they're alright. Once again, I'm gonna be right back real quick and continue this. Our next one is Pit People. So if you want to know find out what I have to say about Pit People, you'll have to stay with me, but I'll be right back. See you in a second. Okay, I'm back. Alright. Where were we? We're at Pit People. Were we? Yes. Pit People. Where's Pit People? Yes. How could you miss it? It's got this wonderful logo. Pit People was good. I enjoyed it. Actually, so that was the co-op playthrough. In case you didn't catch it, I played it with Blue Falcon, my good friend Blue Falcon. It was a lot of fun. It's not, I'd say, the perfect co-op game. So this was from Behemoth Games, and me and Blue Falcon have played their other games as well. Actually, I don't know if this was this year, but really I should put Battle Block on here. But we played that over on his channel. But yeah, we did play Battle Block Theater this year as well. I'm pretty sure it was this year anyway. But yeah, we played their other games. We played Battle Block Theater. We played Castle Crashers. I'm pretty sure they're working on either a new or like a revamped Alien Hominid. We'll probably play that when it comes out, I imagine. And I think this is definitely their weakest for co-op. I don't necessarily think it's a bad game. I just think it's not a very good co-op game, to be honest. Like, managing your team, your like entire team of sort of multiple people, I just don't think it works all that well. Like, it's kind of going for almost like a sort of For the King sort of thing. But you have like I don't know, you've got like an entire party of like 8 people, or so, like 6 to 8 people or whatever, and you're all controlling, like, you know, 2 of you are controlling everyone, and it's a bit... It didn't really need to be 2 of us to do all this, did there? Like, it's very much just, I don't know, a 1-player game with some, you know, with a friend telling you where to go, sort of playing by your side. The game itself is good. It's, as I said, it's quite different from their others, like BattleBlock being like a platformer, Castle Crashers, I guess, beat 'em up, side-scrolling beat 'em up, I guess. This sort of being more of like a strategy game, I guess. It's quite different what they usually kind of do, but I think it wasn't. I don't think it was bad. I think it was a good attempt. I definitely think it's probably one of their weaker games. Like I still probably would say Alien Hominid is weaker just because I'm not really a fan of the type of game that Alien Hominid is. That sort of like, you know, run and gun, one-hit die sort of thing. I'm not really too into that. But I thought this was good. I did think this was alright. Funny enough, it's actually quite a bit longer than their other games. Like, I'm pretty sure BattleBlock and Castle Crashers we beat that in a night, and people took us 3 streams to do. So quite a bit longer, which is weird because like it definitely feels like more appropriate, but I almost kind of feel like, I feel like because of that it feels like it maybe stuck around too long. I don't know. I'm not sure. I did like it, but I don't know. There weren't as many highs as something like BattleBlock, I'd say. And actually, not long after I did that, I had my 7-year Twitch anniversary. That was fun. Mentioned that earlier. Yeah, 7 years on Twitch and 5 years as affiliate. At roughly April, May time, I'm pretty sure. Like, I think I started streaming, I want to say it would have been April 2015, I guess, if that was the clue, because I'm pretty sure it was during Easter break that I started streaming Harvest Moon Wonderful Life speedruns. And then I guess it would have been 2 years later, during Easter break again. They had like only recently introduced affiliate, and well, that month, it was during Easter break, I was streaming, I was doing Save the Homeland speedruns. Oh, I love those little, like, popping mouth emotes. Oh, actually, that reminded me of something with emotes. I'm pretty sure I read recently somewhere for Twitch that they're starting to allow follower emotes to be used on other channels, but I don't know if that's like just anyway, or if you have to be subscribed in order to use them. So what I mean, it's like, so follower emotes you could only use if you can only use on that person's channel. So if you follow this channel, you'd get like all the follower emotes, but you could only use them in this channel. But either you can use them, I think it's like you can use them, I feel like you can use them if you're subscribed. So if you're subscribed, you can then use not only the sub emotes, but you can also use the follower emotes on other people's channels. I think that's how, I feel like I remember like reading a small thing that's like, oh, that's kind of how it works instead. I mean, I guess the clue should be like, if I have like a bunch of people's emotes ready to use. But I'm trying to think if like I've been gifted any like gift subs recently that I could like check this for, but I don't think so. But weirdly enough, on I don't know if this is like the Twitch menu or if this is like the Francoface Z. It's the Francoface Z one, but like, like it doesn't include my follower emotes, it just includes the sub emotes, I think. It's all very confusing. Oh, is this the new track? What is it? It's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. What is this? Oh, DSDK Path, Mario Fun Music by Josh Marsh. Okay, no. I thought it's a new one because there's like a Christmas track in the new what's it called? In like the new Mario Kart DLC wave. It sounds really good though, considering this was like a fan thing. I really thought this was like, it was like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So I was like, yeah, man, I did. Maybe it's from like one of the new tracks that I haven't played or something. Very good. But yeah, so it was during Easter break of 2017 that I was streaming Harvest Moon Save the Homeland speedruns, and then it would have been like at the end of that month that I got like the "You've been offered the affiliate invite" thing, and I've been affiliate for 5+ years, on Twitch for 7. Yay! I don't know. It's very, I feel like I don't remember how I surmised my words at the time, but it's weird to have been here for this long. Very bizarre. I don't know how I feel about it, and I almost kind of don't feel like getting into it. It's weird existentialism abound. Well, look, as part of that, we did the Pokemon Red crowd control. It was a lot of fun. I would like to do more of that in the new year. More crowd control games. Which, yeah, I did like, because I had to get their crowd control pro feature so that I could make it so that like their system is very heavily based on like money. As in, like, you know, the way they want you to use crowd control is very much have people donate so that we can have our cut too. And that's fine. I'm not against people monetizing their work. It's just, I am not big enough to do that. I am not like enough, like, I do not have a large enough audience to like justify doing that, honestly. You know, I don't think I can. I'm not capable of getting away with like nickel and diming my audience. I think if I tried to do that, I'd just look stupid. So I very much have to like go, no, okay, I gotta like get in like as many of the like have people redeem with channel points and have people redeem for free options as much as I can. But yeah, that was good. I think that there were some cool games, some interesting games that I'd like to do with that next year. I think I'd like to return to crowd control. That could be fun. God, then there was just a lot of people, a lot of Mega Man Legends. I was kind of bouncing between 3 different games at this point. Like Mega Man Legends, Pokemon Crowd Control, Hit People. Pour myself a little bit more drink. But then we did Shantae in the Pirate's Care. I did that in a weird order because I had the bottle cap in my hand, and I was like, I don't know, I was then just like, my brain was like, yes, put the bottle cap on the mug. Does that make sense? Wow, Jingle Bell Hop. I was like, I know this is like a silly one, like silly not real one. Yeah, actually, it might be the Super Mario All-Stars Music, Super Mario World 3 World Map. World 1 map PAL version. I assume it's a Overgunner thing. Yeah, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse was next. Where is it? There it is. I didn't care for this that much. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think it was all that good. I didn't think it was bad. You know, it's not going in D tier, but I don't know. It's tough. Looking back, I struggled. I will struggle to say what I didn't really like about it. At this point, I genuinely don't remember why I didn't really like it that much. I just didn't. I just didn't really click with it. I don't know why. I can't remember. I gotta put it like. I don't know, like, I feel like I must have liked it more than Eternal Edge, but, like, I don't know, man, I just genuinely don't remember why I didn't really like the game that much, you know? Just didn't. Very bizarre. Maybe you know what? No, I gotta put it lower just because I don't remember much about it. I just remember I didn't really like Shantae. It wasn't really, like, I don't know. Like, some of it was alright, I guess. It was, platforming was fine enough. And then again, like, I don't remember it being all that bad. But, like, I definitely don't remember really liking it. Very weird. And very, like, I just have nothing to say on that. It just kind of, it definitely was the game I played that year. And I just don't really remember much about it. Right, well, up next, a game I do remember playing was Way of the Samurai 4. This was really good. This was a really cool game. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. The sort of branching stuff. I say branching stories. It wasn't really all that branching. Like, once you start going down one path, it's very difficult to all of a sudden go, no, I want to go, you know, I want to switch teams or whatever. But all the, you know, all the different storylines, and I'm scratching my head a lot. I think I like hit like a spot or something on my head, like a bump or something, and now it's like I'm fucking reversing back to monkey. You're like, ooh. But yeah, all the different like storylines in Way of Samurai was really cool. The like amount of customization and sort of, I don't know about freedom, but it was a very cool game. Very interesting story. Very well done. It was very cool. Yeah, I'm gonna put it there. That was very good. It was a very good game. And then, then we started Banjo-Tooie. I like Banjo-Tooie. I don't think I liked it as much as Kazooie. Definitely like it more than Grunty's Revenge. Grunty's Revenge was not good. But no, I really like Banjo-Tooie. Banjo-Tooie, I like. It's funny. A lot of people's problems with Banjo-Tooie, like one of the things you'll always hear people hit about it, is it's like, it's a bit too big, isn't it? It's Banjo-Tooie, it's a bit too big. And it's like, you know, I try not to go into a lot of these games with my mind made up. Going like, oh, I know how this is going to play, I know how this is going to be. I like to, you know, usually if I'm not going in with an open mind, it's because I already think it's going to be good. Because I've either already played the game or I've played games in the series, you know. Like I haven't played Professor Layton on my future, but I knew I was probably going to get more of the same Professor Layton. And lo and behold, I was right. It was good. You know. So I try not to like sort of kind of cloud too much you know, what the sort of preconception about a game is. I also don't know, like maybe it's a bit hipsterish to be like, I don't really just want to like repeat the same old talking points that everybody does for some of these games. Banjo-Tooie is quite a big game. All that to just justify saying the most basic ass thing about Banjo-Tooie. I don't necessarily think it's too big. I think it's the kind of game that like, overthinking the time. I think Banjo-Tooie is the kind of game that in order to truly enjoy it, you have to play it a few times. It's a game that I think you will enjoy more on each round. Like each time you go play it, you go through it. I imagine it's sort of thing like, you know, I play like Banjo-Kazooie. I think every time I'll play Banjo-Kazooie, I'll pretty much get the same thing out of it. Like, I don't think like the next time I'll play Banjo-Kazooie, I'll get more out of it than the last. I think like, you know, once you've kind of hit your peak of like enjoying Banjo-Kazooie and some other games, that's pretty much it. You'll get that amount out of it, and that'll be that. It'll be a good amount, you'll love it, but that'll be that. I almost called it Banjo-Tooie. Banjo-Tooie, and the you know, the never released sequel Banjo-Tooie. I think, like, you know, I thought it was pretty good the first time round. There's just a lot of stuff I missed. Like, compared to Banjo-Kazooie, where, you know, I pretty much got everything in that game. Aside from, like, the extra honeycombs. I think I got every Jiggy. I'm pretty sure I got every note. Maybe. I might have missed a few in, like, the last 2 worlds. I don't remember. But, you know, it's very easy to get everything sort of like your first time round on that game. I don't think you can do that in Banjo-Tooie. Like, I almost feel like you have to beat the game first and then go back from the beginning, like, on a new playthrough to, like, get things that you know. I do think one thing that I think affects Banjo-Tooie a bit is, they do... I think maybe they do the you gotta go backwards too much. Like, what I mean by that is, like... So in, say for example, like Mario 64, in some of the earlier levels, there are, you know, there's the cap and the cap boxes that you can't use until you unlock them. I don't remember exactly like when you unlock them, like what. Wing cap, I want to say is like, I wanted to say 15, but I don't think it is. I wanted to, maybe it's like 10, 15 stars when the light starts appearing in the foyer. You know, in the main opening section of the castle. I think Metal Cap and Invisible Cap, I think you can just do as soon as you get into the basement. I'm pretty sure. Because I don't believe there's any star doors for Hazy Maze Cave, and I don't think there's any star doors for like the bit that drops, that like you know, like defloods the moat or whatever, like the professional term of that would be called. But yeah, so you have to do that, and you know, you get I guess in a way that's only like what, 8 stars until you can get them. Then so you just get to the first Bowser key, and then you can go to the basement. Oh, that was a bad one. Sorry, I didn't mute for that. As I mentioned, I'm still a little bit ill from, well, pretty much this whole past week I've been, but, like, over the weekend I like pretty much just couldn't talk at all. I was just so gone. Yeah, so anyway, Mario 64, after a little while you can get the caps, and you can go back to some of the earlier levels that had caps in them that you couldn't use. So, you know, so Bob on Battlefield, you can, you know, now you can use the wing cap and you can get some of those stars. Jolly Roger Bay, you can use the metal cap and get some of those stars. Riddle cap I don't actually think was used at all until like fucking, you know. I'm trying to think what the first level to use the invisible cap would have been. And I'm pretty sure they're all on like the same section, like Wet Dry World. Wet Dry World uses it. No Man's Land uses it. No, she uses the invisible cap. I feel like there's another one I'm forgetting. And I'm pretty sure it's on that level as well, and it's on like the same floor as Wet Dry World. So, what else is on that floor? There's the Wet Dry World, Tall Mountain, Tiny Huge Island, No Man's Land. Really just those two. And then TikTok Clock uses it, but that's higher. So yeah, so 3 levels use the invisible cap. And you can get that very early, so Big Boo's Haunt. No, Big Boo's Haunt is the first level to use it, of course. I'm an idiot. There you go. Anyway, so you do that whole system of, you know, there's like there's a thing and I can't do this star yet because I gotta come back later when I've got like this power up unlocked or something. Banjo-Kazooie does that once, twice, kind of. In that, like, every world besides Freezeezy Peak and Gobi's Valley, with a little asterisk next to it, can be completed entirely in one go on your first time around. In Banjo-Kazooie. The thing with Banjo-Kazooie is, in Freezeezy Peak, there's an item that you need, there's a move you get in Freezeezy Peak that you need in order to get a Jiggy in Gobi's Valley. And in Gobi's Valley, there's a move that you need to get a Jiggy in Freezeezy Peak. So, basically, like, in every other level in Banjo-Kazooie, you can do them all in one go. You can get every single Jiggy the first time you go there, all the notes. Easy peasy. When you get to that bit with Freezeezy Peak or Gobi's Valley, you have to go to one of them first, unlock the move that you need for the other level, then you can complete that level all in one go, and then you can come back to the other level and complete that. Because like note scores don't save or whatever, or you know, like the notes reset every time. You may as well get the thing, maybe collect a few Jiggies or something, I don't know, and then, you know. Banjo-Tooie does this more. Like, Banjo-Tooie does that kind of thing way more. And there are loads of things that you just won't get in the first time, like in the first world, in the first level in Mayhem Temple. And pretty much every level up until the end, like, you need to like do shit in other levels and stuff. And it's kind of a lot. I think maybe that's more of my problem. Not, you know, it's not so much that the levels are too big or anything. I think it's more that you just can't complete, and it feels like a lot of the time you can't complete enough on your first way round. It always feels very much like, oh, I've got to come back and like, you know, come back later, or I've got to come from a different area when it's not clear how, like, where you're gonna get from a different area, you know. That said, I obviously did still enjoy the game. I do think it is a very good game. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it above Mario and Luigi just because I think again, it's that I just enjoy the gameplay style more. I think, even though a lot more is memorable about Banjo-Tooie than Spyro 2E, I think as a whole, Spyro 2 just has less flaws than Banjo-Tooie. Is how I feel about it. Okay. Then we kind of just played Way of Samurai and Banjo-Tooie for a while. They've inadvertently had two quite long series going on that time. Yeah, but not even that way. Like, weirdly enough, it felt like we were like, I felt like we were like really far into the year. I think we're only actually at like July, I think, at this point, really. June, July? I think it's about halfway. I felt like we were much further. I would have said like, oh, surely we're at like August, September, but no. So now up next we got Cleo, A Pirate's Tale, which is a puzzle point-and-click adventure game about a little girl who wants to, I don't know, be a pirate, but you know, she wants to have, she likes pirates, and she wants to have like a big adventure like pirates. And it was pretty cool. It was a nice little point-and-click adventure game. I didn't think the puzzles were too stupid on this one. I feel like I remember there being some moments that took me longer than others, but overall, I remember the thinking being quite logical and quite alright. As I said, I'm sure there were some moments that took me longer than others, but that's just how puzzle games go. You know, it never got to the depravities of rusty anchors in Grim Fandango. Nor did it hit things like, you know, I don't think it was also either anything like the micro gum or whatever in Tulip. It was a very nice, you know, it wasn't too long, 5 hours, so, you know, it's not that long of a game, but it was a nice game. It was very, very sweet. It was a very nice story. You know, it was very cool. The puzzles were good, and it's funny because at the time of the stream I was like, oh man, it's hard to recommend it because, you know, people who are at the stream would have just watched me play it. So it was like, you know, it's like watching like, how can I recommend this to people who have just essentially like seen how everything unfolds, but you may not have watched me play it, you know, if you're just on this stream. So yeah, I recommend Cleo, A Pirate's Tale. It was very good. It was a very nice point-and-click adventure game with a very nice story. The puzzles aren't too difficult or too like stupid or anything. I thought it was very good. It's a very, very neat game. Very good. Very, very much recommended. Ooh, then we did Pilot Wings and Stunt Race Effects. We did this in one night because I wasn't expecting Pilot Wings to not get a whole stream like I did. Like started at Pilot Wings and I was like, oh, I got through that quicker than I expected. So I also did some Stunt Race Effects. Pilot Wings was a lot of fun. I think I thought I was going to be a lot worse at Pilot Wings than I actually was, and admittedly, I did use save states and rewind quite a bit. But it was a very good game. It was very good. I liked it. Overall, very simple, very, you know, quite a lot of the same thing, but it's pretty neat. It wasn't that good. It was like, you know, it's a fine racer. It's sort of, no, I gotta be harsher. I'm harsher. I'm sorry. Harsh in the buzz. The buzz in the harsh. It wasn't that good. It was It was very much like, wow, look what we could do on the Super Nintendo. And it's like, they could barely do that on the Super Nintendo. And, like, like, I can't imagine it being that fascinating back in the day, let alone now. It's also just a bit of a weird, like, I don't know, SNES racing games were weird and not good, to be completely honest. Like, it's amazing how people can go back to games like the original F-Zero and Super Mario Kart, because I think those games just aren't that good. Like, yeah. Like, this has a similar problem to F-Zero's, one of F-Zero's, where it's like, the way they do racing is like, if you're behind a certain point, then you just lose. And it's very weird, and I don't like it. It's almost kind of like an arcade racer, in a way. Like, it's very arcadey style. You know, because it's a SNES, so people weren't really sure that home video game consoles weren't just supposed to be arcades. I'm pretty sure this is like specifically like the battle music in Pikmin 2. What? It doesn't say though. It is the Valley of Repose, but I guess it goes through the. I don't know. It definitely feels like there was the battle music variation. Although when there's some enemies nearby. I don't know. But yeah, Stunt Race FX is a bit more arcadey. Whereas it's like, if you don't get, like, if you're not, like, quick enough, then you just lose. And it's just like, nah, that's not very good. That's kind of lame. Then not long after that, not long after I also beat, Banjo-Tooie. This was the end of July. Actually, it was closer to mid-July, to be honest, but I guess it was mid-July and then I went on holiday. But then I also released my first album. Hey, you remember? Because I made music this year. I released my debut album, The Magnetic People. I had actually also released music earlier. I had released my debut EP, All Right. That was the good thing about I said this at the time. The good thing about doing an EP and then an album is you get to call both of them your debut. So yeah, you really get to pull in the fact that it's your first time twice. It's very good. So yeah, I released my debut album, The Magnetic People, and that's nothing to do with the stream in a way. Like, I mean, I streamed the launch party. We had like a listen along, and that was fun. But you know, it's stuff that I did this year, and you know, I'm very proud of how that album has gone. And actually, speaking of the album, I'm releasing a single from it next week, Kamikaze Pilot. So if you like that song on the album, it's like that, but in single form. Really, this should have been done before the album came out, but shut up, I'm learning. I mean, I guess if you actually want a reason to check it out, it's got a slightly different mix. I went back and remixed a few. I say remix makes it sound like, you know, it's gonna be, oh, a sick fucking club remix. I think you just change the volume on some of the instruments. You know, some things are quieter, some things are louder. So hopefully it's a better mix. And it's also got a B-side that is kind of cool, I guess. Yeah, that's out next week. And if you're not following my music stuff, please do. I like it, and it gives me joy and brings me joy and it makes me happy. And I have fun doing it, and I like it. And I just want people to like my music as well. You can follow all of that, Connor Alex Music on Twitter and YouTube and Bandcamp, yes, in case you like to buy music. It's Connor Alexander on streaming services, Spotify and Apple Music and Amazon Music, which sucks, by the way. And I'm not being paid by any competitors to say that. I just remember I was trying to check something on I think I was trying to check something with my music on Amazon Music at some point, and it's like, if you don't have an account, they just don't let you choose songs. So I like clicked play on like my artist or like one of my songs or something, and it just played some completely like some Neil Diamond or something, or like a guy who was very similar, and I was just like, shut up, no, stop it. It's like, well, you don't have an Amazon Music, so you don't get to pick the tunes. It's like, that's dumb. But yeah, if you have a preferred streaming service or a preferred way to listen to music, there's a very good chance that my music is on there, so, you know. I don't know, I would like it if you checked it out and gave it a listen. That would mean a lot to me. Especially because I think at times it's going better than the streams do. Let's not get into that though! No, anyway, yeah, after that I went on a short break for holiday, and then I came back with Earthbound. And that was fun. Earthbound was good. God, it's been a while since I played. For some reason, I feel like I'd played more turn-based RPGs, turn-based combat RPGs. Actually, because I'd played both Pokemon and Mario and Luigi at the beginning of the year. I was like, oh man, I've done so many RPGs. I mean, I have actually played like quite a few RPGs this year. Like, in like the is actually an RPG sense, and in the it's called an RPG because genre names are terrible. But yeah, Earthbound was really good. This is my first time playing Earthbound. And it was a lot of fun. It's very weird. There was a game I was talking about earlier that I remember saying it had a problem of... Oh, it was Minish Cap. It was Minish Cap. I was saying it had a problem of, like, where to go next in the game was often confusing and not really clear. Earthbound has that problem so much more. Earthbound is so unclear as to where to go a lot of the time. It is infuriating. Like, so you have like the 4 big towns, the 4 big hubs, Onett, Want, Tucson, Threed, and Fourside. And once you get to Fourside, you're like, oh, these are like the 4 main hubs. That should be it, right? And they go, no. And they introduce like various other places, and none of which I remember what they're called at all. But then they also just go, right, you can start going back to other places now, and it's really irritating. Because like the entire thing, it's like, oh, I'm at Onett, you go to Tucson, you go to Threed, you go to Fourside, and you're advancing in the numbers. But then once you get to Fourside, they then all of a sudden just go wherever you feel like, mate. Well, no, they don't just say go wherever you feel like, they just go, there's the place you gotta go, I'm not telling you where it is. And it's like, and they just do that for like the rest of the game. They just go like, there's the place you're supposed to go to. Have fun figuring out which one it is, because we've stopped numbering them and you have to go back to old places. And yeah, so sometimes it's a bit daft in the this is obtuse and stupid way. Sometimes it's a bit daft in the believable charm of Tulip kind of way, even though this came way before it. But you know, it was very good. I think honestly, it's probably at a similar point to Mario and Luigi Superstar. So I think they're very much sort of, they'd be like the same score, you know, but just yeah, for sort of different reasons. Like, I think I prefer Mario and Luigi's combat over Earthbound's. I think because Mario and Luigi's is a bit more simplified, a bit more action focused, like in the time, in the moment. What's this? Oh, this is again, funny that this is for Earthbound. We're talking about Earthbound, but this is What is this? It's definitely an Earthbound or a Mother thing. Yeah, okay. Earthbound Winters by Super Soul Brothers. But yeah, and don't get me wrong, I think Mario and Luigi has like a lot of charm and a lot of character as well, but I think Earthbound just kind of tops it in that. But I think, yeah, Mario and Luigi is a bit more playable. Take that what you will. Oh shit, I just realized I didn't put Kirby's Dream Buffet on here. Which isn't actually the next game, but I forgot to put Kirby's Dream Buffet on here. Oh no. Because the next actual game is Gex. Enter the Gecko. I don't actually think I'd put Gex there. Maybe I would. I don't know, I didn't like Gex. Yeah, I didn't like it. Sorry, I got distracted because I like checked what song it was, and all of a sudden there's like lyrics on the screen to a song, and I'm like, yeah, no, I didn't really like X. It wasn't that good. No. It was like levels, like there were like all these different levels, but they were all like grouped by like 3-4 different themes or something, and it's just like references that like its entire humor was just like, look, we're referencing a film. And it's like, okay, does this have anything to do with anything? No. How the game actually played was just yeah. I don't know, like it was actually it's really interesting because I think Gex starts fine. Like it starts out interesting where it's like, oh, it has that kind of like God, what game would I compare it to? I was at Mario 64, but not really. Maybe Mario Sunshine, I guess. I don't know, kind of, I guess, a mix between, sort of falling somewhere in between Mario Sunshine and Mario 64, of like, there's like a clear objective, there are like like you enter the level and it goes like, this mission's objective. You know, here's like a little cutscene that like warps in on the you know, focuses the camera on the thing that you've got to be paying attention to for this particular level. And you go, okay, I got it. But you can, like, there's like a main path to that. But you could also just decide, I'm going to turn right here and, you know, go essentially do a different level. Except, like, at the beginning of the game, it's like, you know, there are actually like different things. Like, you know, oh, if you continue, there's like essentially like a get to the end of the level one. There's like, you know, collect all the things in the level and then, you know, do some other stuff. But basically, as you get further into the game, it just starts becoming like very maze-like and very just like, no, in order to do this level, you basically turn left here and you just, you know, go down a completely different path. And it's like, I don't know, it wasn't good. And the final boss fight sucked. Fucking hated the final boss fight. It was terrible, awful, didn't like it. No, I didn't like Gex. I didn't like Gex. What a doo-doo ass game. Yeah, then Kirby Dream Buffet. I'd probably put Kirby Dream Buffet like B, high C. Maybe low B, I don't know. On launch it was very good. When I played it like a few months ago, it's not so good. It's very dead. It's very much dead. People don't play that currently. That's unfortunate. That's where that would have gone. Battalion Wars up next. Oof. See, this was my like fixing. This was my like, oh, I need the fucking Advance Wars remake, man. I was like, give me the fucking Advance Wars remake. Give me the Advance Wars remake. They haven't given me the Advance Wars remake yet. This was my like, I don't know, way to stave that off, to fight that off. I don't know if it worked. I feel like I remember at the time, it just made me go like, I just want to play more Advance Wars. Like it was like supposed to like fight off my need for Advance Wars reboot camp, but it's just it just made me go, no, I need it more. I need it even more. And that's not to say because it was like bad, or even because it was good. It was just, you know, it was so different. It's quite different. It's just a different style of gameplay to Advance Wars, obviously. And sometimes that's very much in its favor, sometimes it's not. It is a very tough game to get a handle on and to like really get a grips with. It is tough. I think I gotta put it there because it's just so brutally hard at times, and the difficulty is mostly down to how it controls. Unfortunately, it is very much like you are just grappling with the control system and the camera controls and shit like that. And just, I think they want you to be able to do all these different things where like you send off your different groups and shit like that. But it's just like, you can't do that in this one. You can't manage like all these different troops and tell them to go all these different places. It's just not possible. But it's an alright enough game. It's fine, you know. It's not too bad. Then we play some more Earthbound, then we played some more Battalion Wars, and then we played Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. I'm pretty sure this is like the remake for Sly or something, or like the new Sly, the reboot or something, icon, but it doesn't matter. Shut up. No, I liked Sly Cooper. Sly Cooper was good. I will say, I liked it when it remembered it was a platforming game. And this is a problem I'm worried about going into the future Sly Cooper games. Is that my biggest gripe with Sly Cooper 1 is it keeps forgetting it's a platformer game. So if you don't like in Spyro 3, when they go, okay, you've had fun playing Spyro, now let's play a different game, and they just completely take you out and, you know, they make you play one of the weird like other characters, and you just you're now going at a completely different speed and a completely different style, and it's whatever. Imagine that, but worse, and it keeps happening, and that's Sly Cooper. Like, the platforming is very fun, it's a very enjoyable platformer, but occasionally they just go, but what if it wasn't a platformer anymore? And what if you had to do a little racing minigame? Or what if you had to do like a little auto-scroller shooter? Or, you know, what if you had to do like a little turret section? And it's like, no, stop it. You are a good platformer. Keep being a good platformer. Stop doing all these other things. Apparently the series doesn't get better with that. Like, I remember thinking like, man, if the future games kind of don't do that as much, I could really like this series. And I remember looking it up and going, oh, apparently the series just keeps doing that. So Sly Cooper is a good game with some shit attached to it. It's a great platformer with just some weird moments of just, why are you here? Why are you on this? You know? Who's best report? I want to say this is going to be from, what's it called? This is going to be from Subspace Emissary, I'm guessing. Let's see. It's called Snowman. Maybe? what was after this? Oh, then we played Spore. Wow. Spore is an interesting case. And like some of these games, like I've said some of these, like when I said Tulip, I was like, Tulip is a fantastic game. Don't play it. Get someone else to play it and just watch them play it. Like Tulip is a fantastic game for you to watch a streamer play. Or if you're a streamer, then yes, play Tulip. If you're a streamer, play Tulip. Your audience will love it. If you're not a streamer, don't play Tulip. Get someone else to play it for you and just enjoy watching someone play it. That's my advice for Tulip. You know, it's a game that's like, you know, very good. Love it. Don't play it. Or, it's almost kind of the opposite. Fucking terrible game. Absolute fucking not that good at all. But it's pretty fun. Yeah, why not? It's you know, it's enjoyable. The game itself of Sport is just not actually that good at all. Like, all the stages are so half-baked, and like, you know, they should have just picked one of them and fleshed it out. Honestly, they should have just picked the creature stage and just fleshed that out. Fuck all the advanced civilization stages. Fuck the little microbe stage. Just creature stage, really make it interesting. Like, because that's the part that everybody cares about and everybody likes, the part where you're creating things. Because eventually it just goes, it goes from like, yay, I get to create life and weird aliens, and they look so silly and stupid and funny, to, oh, I get to do nothing. No, it's like, it goes from that to like, in the tribal stage, so, oh, I get to put hats on them. Cool, okay. I don't get to like customize them anymore. And then you get to civilization stage, it's like, no, you don't get to customize them anymore. You get to build houses. It's like, it's not really that cool. Like, what about vehicles? Not really that cool either. And then you just don't see your creature anymore. Your creature is just a little window in the corner of your screen. And it's just like, cool, I'm going around space and I'm going onto planets and, you know, barely seeing any of these cool ass creatures that I, you know, finally got working off the download thing. But like, yeah. Sport should have just been the creature stage. But that's the thing, right? It is fun. Like, it's garbage. It's garbage. The game is not good. It's just not actually a good game. You'll have fun playing it, I guess. As I said, it's the opposite of Tulip. Tulip is a fantastic game. And to be fair, if you play Tulip, you will have fun playing Tulip, I guarantee that. But you shouldn't play Tulip. Don't play Tulip. Find a streamer to play Tulip for you, okay? But, if anything, Spore is kind of the same, to be fair, actually. Spore, don't play Spore. Get a streamer to play it for you. Don't, like... It's funny, like, I've been watching people play The Sims quite a bit recently. Like, quite a few streamers that I follow have been playing, like, Sims 4, Sims 2, stuff like that. And I've been like, man, I want to play The Sims again. And, like, I probably will next year. Like, I actually want to do, like, a few Sims streams in 2023. And I think that'll be really fun. I don't know if I'd have that same enjoyment if I wasn't streaming it for people, but, yeah, I think that's the same kind of thing with Spore. Like, maybe you'll watch somebody play it and go, this looks alright, this can't be too bad. Just don't bother. Just don't bother. Don't bother playing Spore. No, down. Spore has to be in its own, like, category of just... I don't know, man. Just... Fucking Super Mario Bros. Feliz Navidad. Oh, what was next? Right. Tomba 2, The Evil Swine Return. This was really good. I really like Tomba 2. Oh, man. I love Tomba 2, actually. Because I don't think I had bought Tomba 2 yet when I had played Tomba 1. And I was like, man, I want to get Tomba 2 just to see if they improve on the things that I didn't like about it. Like, I thought Tomba 1 had, like, a good basis, but they just messed up. They just made some parts too hard. They made it too unforgiving. And because of that, it was just ultimately not as enjoyable as it could have been. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna get Tomba 2. I'm gonna see if they fix those issues. And they genuinely do. Tomba 2 is so much more fun than Tomba 1. I do think Tomba 1 is a bit better visually, honestly. I think I prefer how Tomba 1 looked over Tomba 2. No, Tomba 2 is a really fun, weird platformer RPG hybrid. It's not an RPG at all, but it's got quests. So that basically makes it an RPG. But yeah, no, Tomba 2 was really cool. Really fun. The story was really cool. There were some really good, like, some really good parts, some really good moments. It's still quite a bit tough at times, to be completely honest. But it is good. What is this, like a medley of some sort? This says Brawl, but I was like, I'm sure there was just like the Ice Climbers music briefly. I think it is. No, this is just Ice Climbers from Super Smash Bros. Brawl. It just made it very weird. But yeah, Tomba 2 was very good. Tomba 2 was a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm gonna put that. I don't even think that's right. Then we have Ancora Lost Days. This is a game, if you remember last year, I played a game called Summer in Mara. A kind of Wind Waker-ish, Harvest Moon-ish kind of game. This is by the same developers as them, Chibig Games. Chibig. I thought it was really good. I thought it was quite good. I do like their stuff. I feel like that their stuff tends to do meh in terms of reviews. Like, I remember a problem people had with Summer in Mara when it came out. A lot of people were just like, man, it's just fetch quests. And I mentioned earlier, I want to do a video on Rhythm Heaven Fever. I want to do a video about fetch quests. I've been thinking about fetch quests, man. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like everybody rags on fetch quests, and I kind of not necessarily don't get why, but I think people do it unfairly. I think people just use fetch quest as this term for like, I didn't like it, it sucks. You know, the game made me go somewhere. The game made me move around and didn't like have high octane action in my face all the time, and therefore it is bad. And I think, you know, people use the term fetch quest as just that sort of catch-all, as like, I don't know, I guess just it has a lot of quests that are boring, I guess, but I don't know, I don't think fetch quests are inherently boring. I think there's just a way as to how they are done, you know, how they're done. Like, if a game is about movement and about how you get around from place to place and how you make your way around the world, then yeah, it's going to be filled with a lot of fetch quests in that you go to a place and you come back. Like, that's probably what a lot of quests in video games are. But, you know, if they spice up with a bit of action or something, then, you know, we seem to think it's alright. I mean, fucking Pikmin, right? Pikmin. Guess what the Pikmin always do? That's right, they fetch. Pikmin is just a big fetch quest. But people don't think of it as a fetch quest because, you know, there's like gameplay there. And I think, you know, it's not fair to just say like, I don't know, just because the game, like, just like ignore how much of the gameplay movement can be, if that makes sense, you know? Getting around and making your way around and making, and that was part of the thing I was, to link it back to the game I was talking about, which is Ancora Lost Days, is part of the gameplay loop, and part of the game is sort of carving the terrain and making a path for you. And so that when you do have a quest and you're like, oh, I've got to take this thing from here to this person over here, you can, like, you get to an area and you're like, oh, I've already been here, I've already been this way, and I've already carved out my path. And that's like this nice little, like, to me anyway, it's rewarding because it's like, oh, because I have like made an actual path for myself once, I've come back here later and the path is already made, and I've been rewarded by being able to do this quicker and being able to do it more efficiently. And that's like, I don't know, the bit that feels good. That's where I think the kind of, it's, you know, okay, the game's not like massively complex, it's not massively difficult, it's a very simple game, but it's kind of supposed to be. They're very like cheaper games, they make very chill, like sort of, you know, as I said, like Summer in Mara was very Harvest Moon, Wind Wakery, and you know, they definitely go for that sort of vibe. They're not like, they don't always, like, they're not all very Harvest Moon farming sim, but they're very similar in that sort of vibe that they try and go for. And it's supposed to be a Minecraft song. I literally can't hear it. As I turned it on, I'm looking over OBS and it's just like, there's actually nothing here. I wonder if that's a joke. Is the joke is that there is no mute, no, like this is just like a silent Minecraft song. I'm skipping it. I'm just sitting here in silence while I just go hee hee hoo hoo. Anyway, yeah, Ancora Lost Days, very good, you know, a good game. It's very chill. As I said, I think because of its chill nature, it won't, it's not gonna get like a big reaction out of you or anything. Like, I'm not gonna say like, oh man, this is my favorite game. Like, we'll put it there. But I do think this is a good game. I do think you should check out, again, Chibig Studios, Chibig. They made this, they made Summer in Mara. I'm pretty sure they made another game as well, and they got, I think a couple games coming out, possibly next year. Yeah, there's like, I think it's Korra and the Five Pirates or something like that, which is like the same characters from Summer in Mara, but it's kind of like a Mario 3D Land platformer sort of style game. And they got Miku and the Witch's Mountain, which is, looks very much like, I haven't personally seen, but if you've ever seen Kiki's Delivery Service, the Studio Ghibli film, have you pronounced that name? It's like that, but a video game, so that seems pretty cool, you know? And if you wanted to see more people complain about fucking games with a fetch quest, try playing as a mailman in a fucking game. Playing as a fucking postal service person. No, it's all fetch quests. It's all fetch quests. Yes, you play as a fucking postal service member. Of course it's fucking fetch quests. What do you think postal people do? Oh, I actually skipped one. The next actual game, before we played Ancora, we played Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. We certainly attempted to. And the first stream of this went alright. And then my computer... Well, my computer had already just, like, blown up on me at this point. I don't remember. Oh, it's Kirby's Dream Buffet was like the first stream I did with my new computer. But, I don't remember what I did. I think I'd opened up my computer to do something, and then on the second Super Monkey Ball stream, it decided that I had done something wrong and was going to kill me. Then obviously it didn't kill me. It just ruined my life. No, it just like crashed a lot. And that was fun. But yeah, so I have the logo for Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, but we only did Super Monkey Ball 1. We only did the No, it was Super Monkey Ball 2. We only did the Super Monkey Ball 2, because that's the story mode. We did the story mode of Banana Mania, which is Monkey Ball 2. Very confusing. But this was fun. I really enjoyed it. And I actually managed to get through the whole game, like, normally. Like, I didn't have to skip any levels. I watched other people play this game, and I was like, I thought for sure I'd have to skip. I'd have to skip levels. I'd have to, like, you know, hand in my gamer card. But no, I didn't. I'm still a gamer. Yes! I almost punched myself in the face with my own fist. I hit my glasses. Ah. I'm such a gamer, I'm beating myself up. Yeah, no, this was good. It's very tough, it's very challenging. Funny enough, actually, this is very similar to the Quaplites I was talking about earlier, Pogo Champ and Manuel Samuel. They're a very similar sort of thing, but again, I think Monkey Ball just has that... I don't even know if this is going to be an appropriate phrase for this stream, but I'm going to say je ne sais quoi of, you know, that makes it just, ooh, that bit cooler and spicier and nicer. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, not a lot left, not many games left. Cooking Mama Cook Off. This was fun. It's not a great game. Like, this is fun enough. I feel like this is similar to Spore. It's not that good a game, to be completely honest with you, but it's an enjoyable one. Like, it was enjoyable to stream and have people come by and, you know, stuff like that. It was a fun stream. I remember enjoying it. It was also sponsored. I don't have to mention that now or anything, and I'm not sponsored anymore, but the Cooking Mama stream is sponsored. I don't think that ruined the stream at all, but your boy got that bag, so it basically paid for my new computer. Like, when my old computer just crapped out on me, and I had to just, like, in like 2 days or something, like over a weekend, I just all of a sudden had to buy a new computer. Yeah, the Cooking Mama sponsored stream was very, very nice in helping me for that. I don't know, really it was more my friends who all agreed to get HelloFresh. You know, if any of you guys are watching, cheers. Yeah, the game itself isn't all that good. It's, you know, very standard early Wii Remote Wagglefest. It's not the worst Wii Remote Wagglefest, I know, because I would then go on to play it. But it's, you know, it's not the worst. I wouldn't even say it's a bad one, to be honest. And I think, again, is that where I'm not sure I could recommend just, if you're just, you know, you're just playing it, I can't recommend that, but if you're a streamer, it might be an alright stream. It might be an alright stream to play Cooking Mama, why not? Destroy All Humans. We finally got into Spooky Month. And by that, I mean, I did like, what, 1 stream in Spooky Month? And then I think I just took a break and then went on holiday. So it's a good Spooky Month. Yeah, it's a good Spooky Month this year. I think maybe that's why I didn't play as many games this year, because I see. I was looking through like the Twitch recap, and God, I don't know if I actually have it. I'm gonna look through my Twitch recap again. Wow, that was so eerily close to fuck, what's it called? I don't know what that's called, but that was like so close to that. It's 2022 recap, okay. I forgot that it like default to the community one. It was like 21 billion hours watched, and I was like, I definitely did not watch 21 billion hours, nor did anyone watch me for 21 billion hours. That is a lie. But no, 136 broadcasts. I don't know how many times that includes like my computer crashed and I had to I had to start the stream again. Or like OBS disconnected and wouldn't reconnect and I had to start streaming. I don't know how many that counts as. I don't think so, because I feel like if you do like the same stream each day, it kind of, I don't know. But yeah, 136 streams. So yeah, I was looking through this, and I was looking through last year's as well, because I wanted to compare. And they like don't use any of the same stats. They use like a couple of the same stats. I think like I was able to compare like top emotes, highest concurrent view account, channel points, I think. But yeah, they like. I wanted to see how many times I streamed last year, but I think yeah, I must have streamed like fewer games this year. Just because one, I think there were quite a few longer games, and two, I took quite a few breaks this year. I think earlier towards the year it was just because of health. Like, I remember getting ill quite early, like quite a few times early in the year. I mean, I've been ill the past week or so, you know. And then because of computer problems or just like going on holiday with family and stuff. So yeah. But anyway, yeah, we made it to Spooky Month and we made it to Destroy All Humans. Destroy All Humans was fine. It was alright. I don't know. I wasn't crazy for it. I didn't really care for all the like upgrades and stuff, especially at the end when like the final boss really soured me on Destroy All Humans, where it was just all of a sudden like, hey, if you didn't spend any of your upgrades on like the flying saucer, you just don't get to win now. And I just couldn't be bothered to go back and do any of the previous stuff. The level itself, I don't know, fine. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember this being all that much. Yeah. It's probably one of those weird things where I feel like at the time I probably did enjoy it, but now looking back, I'm just like, yeah, I wasn't all that crazy for it. Can I say this is worse than Spore? I don't know, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like I'd go back to Spore in some weird, twisted thing. I don't think I'd go back to Destroy All Humans, but... Either way, I think it's on either side of Spore. I don't know. But like, Spore needs its own category. I need to... Spore. There you go. I can't rank Spore. I'm trying to find the mute. I can't rank Spore. It's got to exist in a world of its own. It's more Earthbound music. I feel like it is. Sorry. It's not Earthbound, it's Oddity. That's what they had to call the new. They started off as Mother 4, and then they called it then they called it Oddity because you obviously can't fucking use the name Mother. Well, I guess you can, but you can't. You know. Well, I don't know. I guess you can't. You can't call it Mother 4, but. I don't know. Right, and then Spooky Month continued with Vampire the Masquerade, another RPG, and as I said, another RPG in the way that it is actually an RPG and not just RPGs bastards in the naming convention. I hate them. I hate why RPGs are called RPGs, because none of them are actually RPGs. But this one is. This one you actually can like roleplay. You actually have a character that can actually like, you know, be a character and isn't just like you are, you know, person. You are who we said you were. You will deal with it. Anyway, yeah, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines was good. It's a bit tough at times, especially towards the end. That boss fight with Xiao Ming, I don't remember what her name was, but that boss fight sucks balls. Absolutely fucking terrible, dreadful, worst part of the game. Everything else is pretty damn fucking good. It's a really good game. It's, you know, a very nice computer game version of a tabletop RPG. I like that, you know, it definitely felt like it at times, with like, you know, being able to upgrade sneaking to the point where you can just have your face in somebody's crotch, and unless it's like light, and unless they're like shining a torch on you, they don't know you're there. It's kind of brilliant. You can just sneak around people so brilliantly if you like level up your stealth. It's very cool. Yeah, this was a really cool game. I enjoy it more or less than Samurai. I feel like these kind of exist in a very similar sort of spot, you know? Like, they don't necessarily try and do the same things, like... I feel like if there is, like, a branching path in Masquerade... Or in if you shorten it, do you call it Vampire? Do you call it Masquerade? Do you call it Bloodlines? I don't know. You call it VMB, you call it VTUMB. But, and what's for? What? But yeah, in VTUMB, if there is like kind of like a branching path, it's only really at the end where you decide, oh, are you with the Anarchs or are you with not? It's basically like when you get in the car, that like when you do that one driving section. I say that one driver, you don't do anything drive. When you're in the cab driver talking to him, that's like the bit where you basically decide, right, which ending do you want? Which it's like, how are you going to finish this? It's like, oh, okay. Whereas Way of Samurai branches like way more frequently and like way earlier. And I don't know, the combat in Way of Samurai is more focused, but I don't know, Vampire Masquerade just has like a jankiness to it, and the guns are actually guns instead of... You definitely can get guns in Way of the Samurai, but... I don't know, I don't think I ever did get guns. I don't know, I guess being able to interact with... The world felt more interactable with in Vampire Masquerade. They're both very good. I think my point is they're both very good games. I'll tell you what, I'm only going to do one more quick break, then we'll finish off. How many games have I got left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. 8 games, and I also want to talk about some other games that I played off stream. Yeah, I'm going to be right back. I'll see you in a sec. Bye. And I am back, and just as I was coming out, I was like, "Oh, cool! OBS is dropping frames. You better fix before I like sit down." Looks like it has. Good. Okay, right. The next game. Oh, right. Final game of Spooky Month I'm actually gonna do, because we did do Luigi's Mansion in first person on Halloween, but I already did Luigi's Mansion a couple years ago. I don't need to remind myself that it's the best game ever. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Honestly, I thought I would dislike Super Ghouls and Ghosts more than I actually did. I know it's like one of those bullshitly hard games, but honestly, once you get to a certain point, you start clocking up enough lives and enough score and stuff like that you just can't actually, like, I don't know, I did anyways. I just couldn't game over, and I wasn't gonna like get kicked all the way back to the beginning of the game, you know. I was only ever gonna get kicked back to the checkpoint, and that was kind of good. I didn't beat it because I was only gonna do it as a one-off, but yeah, I made it further than I thought, and I did actually enjoy it, so that's something. Yeah, let's put it there. Then we played some more Vampire Masquerade. Then we finally played Pogo Champ. We also played PC Building Simulator, but that's not on YouTube, and also I only played it for like an hour or two, I think. No, I didn't play it for that long. I didn't put it on here. Fuck it, my list, my rules. But yeah, Pogo Champ was good. The developer even like stopped by during the streams and chatted, and that was really cool. Oh yeah, this was also a game actually I got for free as well. That and Ancora Lost Days, all these games. The keys were given to me for me. That was very nice of all the developers for that. Thank you. You're all so kind. Yeah, Pogo Champ was really cool. As I said, Quap-like, but actually fun. Like, I don't know, this one's a little less Quap-like. It's very simple. It's just, you know, you have Pogo. This is like water noise. I'm assuming this is like with rainy water or whatever. It's just like you just kind of have somebody hissing in your left ear. Okay, it's not quite piss noises, but anyway, no, I'm getting distracted by the music that I've got. Yeah, no, Pogo Champ was really good. The very simplistic sort of Quap-like game, but again, Quap-like but good. You know, it's sort of easy to learn, tough to master. It had a really nice progression curve. There are a few levels that are like way harder than the next few ones you'll have, but that just kind of makes it nice. And once you get over like a really big hurdle, you know, the next few levels a kind of a nice little reward of just like, okay, these ones aren't too difficult. We got actual Minecraft music instead of Minecraft silence. But yeah, this was good. I like Pogo Champ. Yeah, I'll play that. We've made enough layers now that it looks awkward. Right, what was next? Oh, then we did the Diddy Kong Racing randomizer for my birthday. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that stream. That was a nice birthday stream. Me and Diddy Kong Racing, 25 years old. Can you believe it? I don't know. I don't know how old I look, to be completely honest. Well, in my mind, I don't think I've aged, like, visually in quite a many years, to be honest. Like, I think it's just I've gone through phases of having different lengths of hair and different stages of beard growth. Like, I don't have my wallet down here, but I've got, like, my ID. I wasn't gonna, like, I'm not about to show my ID on fucking stream here. I wanted to look at it myself, but I've got, like on my ID, like, I had that taken in college, and I've got much shorter hair. It kind of goes all over the forehead, covers the whole thing, and I've got, like, just a mustache and maybe a little goatee. It might have just been a mustache and sideburns. And I don't know, I look very... I don't know, I think because when I was in college, I was very much like, oh my god, I can grow facial hair. Time to just have facial hair and just sort of grow any face, you know, grow a mustache and have a goatee and have sideburns and do weird things, as you know, and have sort of any, not any pattern. It wasn't that adventurous, but you know, I don't know. And then very much like when I started, or not when I started, I kept my goatee for a little bit, but you know, eventually it just kind of became. Having a beard is just easier. It's just easier to just have a beard and just, you don't have to care about it. And eventually, sometimes it just gets really bushy. And, you know, and that's it. You know, looking back on, like, the streams, like I've used it as like the stream thumbnails from the archive channel, and it's just like, but like my hair isn't short wasn't short at the beginning of the year, but it's obviously much longer now, and because it's much longer, like I kind of show off much more of my forehead, because otherwise it's kind of like, I don't know, it's not even like that. I don't know. Sort of like that, but then obviously without. I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, I kind of, you know, show off a lot more of my forehead now. You just can't, you know, sort of have that, sort of emo fringe. What if I just stream like this now? I was just, this is my thing. I think it was just, yeah. No, bump in the mic, ruin the joke. This will be my thing, ready? This is a good thing, right? This is really cool, yeah? This is just leave it like this, and eventually people will come in and go, oh, he's like doing a bit or something, and I'll leave it like just long enough, like I won't mention it, so people will come in, and then they'll go, oh, he's doing a bit, and I won't mention it, you know, won't make any indication of doing a bit, and they'll be like, I don't think he's doing a bit, I think he's just like this, and then, I don't know, and then because I'll have left it so like, no, it's definitely gotta be a bit. Yeah, looking back at the streams, I pretty much just looked the same throughout all these stream thumbnails. It's just, I don't know. At some point, like, you go back far enough, I no longer have glasses. And then it's only really this year where I just, you know, all of a sudden decided, no, I'm not going to get my hair cut for a while. Though my hair just really starts to look different. I think these came out because I saw, like... this came out of me going, oh yeah, it was my 25th birthday this year. I don't know how old I look, so I'll look like an asshole instead. Yeah, okay, up next was Wrestling Empire. I think I wanted to like Wrestling Empire more than I did. I've watched people play that, and it looks fun, and it's so funny watching other people play it. And then I played it, and I don't know, man, I feel like I didn't get that same kick out of it as I did watching other people play it. Maybe it's because I just felt really bad at it, like I was just really bad at the game. But also I feel like the controls just, I don't know. Sometimes they just don't make sense, sometimes it didn't feel like they were actually working at all. It was very weird. As I said, I don't know, I wanted to like Wrestling Empire more than I did, but... I think reasonably I gotta put it there. Gotta put it there. Right, so then we played a little bit of Such Art. And the first stream of that went awfully because the internet kept cutting out. And then the second stream went alright. Made some nice art, this is cool. I think I'll come back to this game. Wrestling Empire, maybe I could come back to eventually. Maybe try again, but Such Art I can see myself coming back to. That was fun and chill and relaxing. Yeah, I thought that was nice. But it's weird, like, where do you rank this on it? It's like if I all of a sudden put, like, music making software on it. It's like, right, this is all good, but I used Cubase to, like, make my music and make my albums during this year. Where would I rank that on my list? It's like, that's not how this works. It's like... we'll put it in the Spore category for I don't know where you belong. And then we finally finished Vampire the Masquerade, finally. And then we played Sludge Life. Sludge Life was really cool. Sludge Life was actually a really cool, weird game. I liked it. It's like, if you didn't catch the stream of it, it's like if, it's basically like if you got to just look around the world of Jet Set Radio. Like, it sounds weird, I'm about to describe it, it's gonna sound, wow, this sounds crap. But it's like, if you took the skating and all of the enemies and shit out of Jet Set Radio, and it was just you going around, doing a bit of graffiti, talking to weirdos, mingling with weirdos, being a bit of a weirdo yourself, to be honest. I really liked it. That's something I've kind of know. I remember thinking earlier this year, like, games I really like weirdo core games. I don't know what to, you know, games like Tulip, games like Tingle's Rosy Ruperland I played last year. Honestly, I kind of would fit Tomba, because Tomba's just so weird genre-wise. Kinda Nobody Saves the World, but not really. Nobody Saves the World is a bit too normal, to be completely honest. And yeah, and honestly, Sludge Life as well. Like, they're all very just weirdo games. This was my next game, is about Nights into Dreaming, another just great weirdo game. Like, it's just another really good weird game. It's like, how do you describe anything that happens in these games? You don't. It just doesn't make any sense. I just don't get them. But I like them. You know, I really liked Nights. Nights actually really took me by surprise. I won't say there was one earlier that was like another really big surprise. It might have been Tomba, but I feel like there was one that was way earlier that I said. Nights, I really wasn't expecting to think anything about. I think I was going into Nights going, it's like a Sega Saturn game. This is gonna be an easy fucking slam dunk on it. You know, this is gonna be an easy fucking game shit. Nailed it. But the game was actually really fun. I really thought it was fun, and it was really cool, and I really genuinely had some interesting charm to it. And I actually had a lot of fun with Nights into Dreams. I kind of actually want to play the sequel for the Wii, maybe next year, if it's possible to get my hands on it. That was a lot of fun. Rayman Raving Rabbids 2 sucks. Whoa, big surprise there. Imagine Rayman Raving Rabbids 1, except it's a waggle fest. Except Rayman Raving Rabbids 1 actually also came out on the Wii, I believe, so it was probably already a waggle fest. Basically, imagine Rayman Raving Rabbids 1, except there's more emphasis on playing with other people, so me playing it on my own was worse. It was like, I don't know, in terms of actually a game, I think I genuinely probably would enjoy Rayman Raving Rabbids 2 over 1. But there was so much less of 2, and it felt so much worse playing it on my own over 1. I think 2 might actually just be the worst game. It's very weird. It wasn't technically the final thing we did the year because we did do the Banjo-Kazooie Christmas mods last week, and those were very good. But we did play Grand Mountain Adventures or Adventure Wonderlands, which I really enjoyed. I played a little bit more of that offline. It was a lot of fun. It was a really cool game as well. Yeah. So let's go and see if I think anything is. Let's see if I think I gotta fix anything. I'll zoom out a little bit so you can see the whole. List at once. I think that maybe the thing I'm not sure about is maybe the D tier. Like those were all just games I really didn't like. I don't know. Like Stun Race FX wasn't that bad, but it just didn't, you know. I don't know. I think it wasn't. Also, just wasn't that good. It wasn't that bad, but yeah, it also kind of was. Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's right. I think I'm happy with that. That's my list of games I streamed this year and where I'd rank them. So best game I played this year, easily by far, was Tulip. I knew it was gonna be Tulip. I knew that was gonna be a favorite. I didn't think I'd put Rhythm Heaven Fever so high. I also didn't actually think I'd keep Nobody Saves the World that high. But see, now I'm like, no, do I do that? Because you know, yeah, this feels mean of me now that I've just said that's right, but I'm gonna, like, that's purely based on, I looked at Nobody Saves the World, and then I looked at Tomba 2, and I went, no, I think I definitely enjoyed Tomba 2 more. And you know, maybe think, oh, well, surely then maybe you should bump Tomba 2 up. But like, no, I think. No, I think that's right. You can't see this because it's just the audio, but they just did like a, I don't know, they did the style like the Rickroll dance, and now Luigi's dancing. Now everyone's that, I don't know, very weird. But this video is about to end like a minute and a half or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. No, this was a good year for games. I really enjoyed a lot of these games I played, as you can tell by the harmony at A tier. So yeah, that's the thing. I think my sort of ranking for games is A tier. Absolutely play it. It is a great game. Obviously, you know, based on maybe just genres or whatever, or things you might not like them. Like if you really don't like rhythm games, as much as I think Rhythm Heaven is the best rhythm series, and Rhythm Heaven Fever is possibly the best of the series, if you don't like rhythm games, you're probably not going to like Rhythm Heaven Fever. You know, if you don't like puzzle games, you're not very smart, you don't think you're very smart, you don't like puzzles and shit like that, you probably won't like Professor Layton. You might actually still like Cleo, to be completely honest. It's, you know, it's obviously, you know, different types of puzzles being more of an adventure sort of thing.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, Luigi. Thank you. It just came up as you can now play as Luigi. I don't know if I'll get any more of the same music, but we got another hour of Merry Christmas festive video game music. Yeah, yeah, as I said, if it's on A, if you genuinely think you like interested in that sort of genre that the game is, play it, okay? Do yourself a favor. I genuinely think these are brilliant games. And they're all worth a play. B, I think has a mix of like classics that aren't as good as maybe they used to be, or aren't as good as some other classics. You know, like there are some games in here that are classics, but they've definitely got a few flaws and a few little bumps that you gotta get past. But I think I still highly recommend the games in these. But I'll say with sort of the last few, like from Pit People, Ancora and Manuel Samuel being, if you're into those sorts of things, you know, like if you're not into like those sort of chill, it's not a farming simulator, but if you're into that sort of very relaxing game, Ancora is not going to be for you. But if you like that sort of Harvest Moon style vibe, not the gameplay, but the vibe, you know, the essence of the game, then I think you might enjoy. Then I think there's a good chance you will enjoy that. You know, sort of again with Manuel Samuel. If you like the gameplay of that sort of thing, if you do enjoy the occasional quap, like I do think it is one of the better ones. C tier. Yeah, C tier is where I feel like I can't really recommend them as much. Like, I don't know. I think you could get a kick out. Like, I think they'd have to be for the right people, you know. I could recommend these to the right people. And then D, no. I don't think you need to play any of the games in D. And then the sport tier. Self-explanatory, really. So I just wanted to talk about a few other games that I played this year. I guess we can go full cam for this, and we're done with the tier list now. Yeah, so some games I played a few more. Like, I actually played a few more games offline than I usually do this year. I feel like in the past few years, I just don't play video games offline. You know, like if I don't stream a game, Or if I want to play a game, I usually stream it, and if I don't think it's worth streaming, then I usually won't stream it. I feel like it's usually what happens, but this year I actually found myself playing quite a few video games offline, and they were a lot of fun. Honestly, some of the best games I've played this year. I played Deus Ex for the first time. That was a lot of fun. That was a really cool game. Absolutely blew my mind. It's fucking old as balls. It was so much fun. A really cool game. I played Fallout New Vegas for the first time ever. Just in the past few months, like sort of end of October. I'm gonna off again. And that was a fantastic game. I loved Fallout New Vegas. That was brilliant. Sort of those two and Vampire Masquerade all sort of remind me of each other. I feel like they all sort of have a very, you know, I don't know, they have something in common, and it's not just because they're RPGs. But it also definitely is. And I also recently played Murder by Numbers, which is like Ace Attorney meets Picross. And that was really cool. I've never played the Ace Attorney games, but I don't know how much I'd actually enjoy the Ace Attorney games because of how much they are just, at the end of the day, visual novels, and I'm not really into that sort of thing. Like, I don't think they've got enough puzzles like Professor Layton to really be my sort of thing. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But I mean, I've watched my friend play part of, I think it's the Great Ace Attorney, and I don't know, it feels like it doesn't really let you do your thing and let you, like, it doesn't go too hands off, I think, enough for me personally. But when you just keep getting Picross puzzles thrown at you, oh, it's brilliant, I love it. What a fantastic game. And the weird thing was I found out that Murder by Numbers was made by the people who made Fall Guys. And I was like, you're really enjoying this game? And I was like, I want to see if these guys have done anything else. I click on like their Steam developer thing. I was like, they've done this and Fall Guys. And like, this was like the only thing they had done before Fall Guys. And I was like, oh. And now, like, I'm not saying like, oh, that's a bad thing in terms of like, fuck Fall Guys. Fall Guys is fine, whatever. But because like Fall Guys is Fall Guys, I was like, oh, well, I guess we're never getting a Murder by Numbers 2. Shit. I was like, oh, yeah, we're never getting a sequel to this, are we? That's a shame. And I tweeted about it. I was like, oh man, I've been playing this game called Murder by Numbers. It's really cool. And I just found out that the company who made it went on to make Fall Guys. God damn, we are never gonna get a sequel. We're never gonna get another Murder by Numbers. And the guy who wrote, or one of the main writers for Murder by Numbers, liked my tweet. Like, he must have just been searching for Murder by Numbers. And like, was like, oh, who's tweeting about Murder by Numbers or something? And found my tweet and liked it. And I was like, oh man, that's cool. I don't know if, because I know he was one of the main writers. I don't know if he put this in as well, but I think towards the end, I'm pretty sure it's towards the end of the film. Like the kind of game ends where like, the main characters, they all like sit down and watch Casablanca. Because it's an old detective film. I think it's old. Is it an old detective film? I don't know. Game about detectives. Might be an old detective film. I've never seen Casablanca. And one of the characters, a gay British man, he says like, oh, it was great, but there's no mannequin. And I was like, yes! Because I fucking love the film Mannequin. Absolutely brilliant. I was like ecstatic that somebody else actually remembers or knows of the film Mannequin. It was absolutely joy to see that. And yeah, that was a really fun game. As I say, if you like Ace Attorney, if you like Picross, honestly, if you like Picross, if you don't like Ace Attorney, but you like Picross, you can just fucking mash through all the dialogue and just play Picross. It's not the most efficient way to do that, to be completely honest, but it's a good Picross game, and it's a good Ace Attorney with Picross game. It was very fun. I did play a little bit of Harvestella. And that's all right. I was enjoying that. I think I want to try and get it on my Steam Deck, or my dad's Steam Deck rather, before I play a little bit more of it. Yeah, those are some of the games I've been playing offline, and those were really cool. And I don't care that I didn't stream them. Like, some of them I think maybe could have made good stream games. Maybe not Murder by Numbers. Murder by Numbers is purely a for me game. Like, that is like a no. Only I will enjoy that. But yeah, Deus Ex and Fallout New Vegas probably could have made good stream games. But honestly, I really just enjoyed having them in my own time. They were just a lot of fun. Playing my own time, my own leisure. As I said, to kind of, summarize, because we go for almost 3 hours, 42-ish minutes, and we've done the main attraction, so there's not really much else to do. But yeah, just to kind of summarize and wrap up the year, it's been fun. I have enjoyed streaming, and I've enjoyed, doing this shit. And I've enjoyed doing the music as well. I've really enjoyed that, and I think, to be completely honest, I think I imagine I'm going to continue at a similar pace next year, but in terms of streaming, but I think I'm probably going to focus more on music, realistically, because, I don't know, at the moment, it's just something that I find more enjoyable. I think I find more rewarding, at least. I don't know. I think that's been a big problem with me in streams lately, is I've been finding it difficult to... I don't know if justifies the word, but... I don't know. I've been finding it difficult to get anything out of these streams. Personally. It's a difficult thing to explain, and I'm sure I'll try and put it in better words in the near future, but hey, it is what it is. And all being said and done, I'm still thankful for anyone who stopped by and hung out, and whether they've chatted or lurked or done anything, even if it wasn't this year, even if it was on the many other years where I was where more people actually wanted to come and watch the streams. I'm always thankful. Yeah, this music, I'm pretty sure it was this, what is this? This is Pokemon shit. I don't know why, I thought this was Pikmin. I thought this was just before the day ends Pikmin, but no. It's, Sword and Shield, Freezington. Ooh. And it sounds so Pikmin-y. I really thought it was Pikmin music. But yeah, there's some stuff I want to do next year that I think will be really fun, but I don't know. it's irritating because I think, well, I have all these really silly ideas for stream nights and stuff like that. I find it more and more difficult to justify bothering. I don't know. I don't want to get too pessimistic, too cynical, too shitty at the end, but I don't know. As I said, I'm grateful for anyone who turns out and turns up and hangs out, and here's to, 2023, whatever that may bring. But it will definitely bring more streams and more music. As I said, I think while I may possibly turn more of my attention to music in the next year, I think I'm still going to continue doing this while I can. So yeah. Well, I personally don't have anything else to say, so that is going to be it for me. So I hope you all have a wonderful festive season, holiday season, Christmas, New Year, anything you may celebrate. I hope it all goes wonderful and you stay safe and you get to do all the shit and that you love and surrounded by the people you love, and whatever you may be doing, you just have a wonderful time. And yeah, fucking forgot to put the the thanks for watching screen on this new computer, so we're gonna have to we're gonna go to the BRB screen, but I'm not gonna BRB. I'll be right back, and back will be next year. I will be back in 2023 with Pokemon Scarlet. Oh, Pokemon Scarlet next year. Because I wanted to play it this year, but I didn't think I'd have enough time to get through it. And that was probably right, to be completely honest. I don't know how long I would have had to play it, but I would have done it in like a month, but then, you know, you guarantee that, like, well, I was ill for a week, and I don't know. Maybe I could have, I don't know. Anyway, that's going to be it for me, so thank you all for watching and stopping by and hanging out any time of the year, whenever you may have, even if you just stopped by briefly and then immediately left. Hurt, but thank you for doing it nonetheless. I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas, wonderful New Year, wonderful holiday period, whatever you may be doing. Hope you stay safe, have fun. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in the new year. God bless. Goodbye.